topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels or microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
Peace, peace, what's good? Yo! There he is. Gotta unmute.
Unmute? Am I muted?
You good, you back.
Shout out to the craft room and everybody out there. I got a lot of business going on right now. You know, the clan is in town, so it's been kind of crazy, you know?
Yup.
Am I getting stuck?
No, you good.
Okay. Well, we got the shows. I've been running around. I missed the show yesterday. Shout out to Todd Phoenix, Kill Rifkin, all the Royal Priesthood. We might change the Wednesday to I was telling them to the Royal Priesthood, you know, because you got Kai Zodiac, you got everybody over there, Lil Da Vinci, you know what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
could be a great source just to keep pushing the name and the idea and pushing it like that. You got everybody from the craft still going over there. I got a meeting like in a few and stuff, so I got some time, and then after the meeting, I'm coming back too. But yo, man, it's been terrific, man. Everything's going on in the news.
Yup.
First of all, I want to say welcome to the Killah Priest Podcraft. Peace. Well, peace to everybody. I'm laid back. Peace to everybody in the craft that's coming through. I just want to let y'all know that we in good spirits. Everything is happening right. Just finishing up a lot of good stuff that we have in store that me and AD was talking to y'all about. So it's about time we get all of that ready.
Yup. Nice,
And
lots of new projects.
yeah, lots of new projects, new garments. We got more garments coming. You know, I'll be doing the show with the clan. And shout out to Razcast. I know he got an after hours. I mean, not an after hours, but he has a Wu after party. I will also. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all in the LA area, make sure you come through. AD, would you come through?
It's in LA?
Yeah.
Possibly.
What? Hey, what if I get you the DJ there? Ooh, what do you think about that?
Do that. We could do that.
Word, no doubt. Yeah, we could do that.
I can
We
play all the
definitely could do that.
jams. I got
Yeah,
I got the equipment. I got one big speaker, which is good for a big party. I could do like a section of a mansion. I don't know
Yeah,
how big their spot is, but
it's dope.
I need a
It's
second
real.
one to really be in stereo.
Yeah, there's a sushi bar on the other end. Real.
Hey, your audio just cut. Make sure your thumb's not covering the microphone.
I know because I got people that keep calling me when I'm doing stuff and I'll be busy, man. And then a lot of people, you know, no disrespect, but it's like, yo, man, I got a lot of stuff that's going on. It just be stressing me out at the same time. Not stressing, not trying to get too stressed, but bro, you know, you got people locked up, you got people that's all over.
You're a
you
busy
know.
man, but it's also a very hectic time for many people right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why is that? Much love to you, hybrid.
So when springtime comes around, that's when things spring forward. That's when you'll notice people working more. But once we hit summertime, it's go time. That's why you see so many renovations happening. You see people moving forward with new businesses. This is a time for new projects and stuff like that, new ideas. People are talking about let's do collaborations. People are looking for producers. All that happens towards the end of spring and beginning of summer because the sun is out. More ideas, there's more vitamin D in outside. You know what I mean? People are getting more light, you know, remember the light bulb. So it's like a lot of things move forward around this time, but at the same time, it creates more hecticness because this and that's happening. Everyone is calling each other. There's phone calls. It's go time. but that creates traffic jams and schedules. So it's very
Yeah,
normal.
man. That's what's happening right now, man. It's like, I agree with that. You know, summertime people are feeling more vibrant and more up, more moving, and you know, I'm a part of that. You know, we in the sun cycle now, so you
Yeah,
know, I got a chance to listen to a little bit of Todd Phoenix. I want to hear a breakdown, a
yeah,
Kai Zodiac breakdown on some of the charts. And you can add all of this into your life. You know,
yeah.
I mean, pieces of it. You know, I was thinking about when they was talking about. 'Cause I've been learning a lot, AD. I've been exploding. You know, Lucifer was known as the morning star.
Yeah, he's Venus or she. It's
There
it's
you
a it's
go.
it's a she really. She is Venus.
Yeah, Artar, Artar. It was there's old writings for people to get certain history. You have to understand the way that people were living back in the days. You know, there's a lot of things that you know, you have to understand the language and you have to understand the mind state of the people during that time. Like we know comic books now, you know what I'm saying? Comic books exist. We know who Superman is. We know who Clark Kent is. We know the whole history of it. So some of the tablets are like that back then. So you have to put your mind in a state of the culture back then where everybody was sharing ideas. So it was kind of crazy. So being familiar with knowing the stars, I'm not gonna go too deep. Is Crumb real quick? Is Crumb coming through?
I sent him a DM and I haven't gotten a response back yet. He did do some posting on Instagram this morning, so I know he's
Okay.
active. But
All right. Well, it's all good.
I'm giving him the Zoom link just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Well, shout out to everybody from the Podcraft. Shout out to Mincap, Sue, um, Lil Da Vinci, Dave Flores. I missed him yesterday. And yo, everything was jamming up. I couldn't even catch up with Dave Flores. And you know, we got that other project we doing. I really want them to see what we're doing with the you know what? Let's play some of the movie I did.
That was the thing. Like, how did you want to release that completely? Because we could do a premiere where it goes out on YouTube. We can do the
I
preview.
know I'm trying to think of it. You know, the ideas that just keep coming, but it'd be good for us just to do um let them see its entirety the the movie. What do you think?
Yeah, you could show them a preview or show them the movie now, but I think it also should be an official YouTube video
Right.
that just gets
'Cause
big.
we
Like
try to put it in we try to put it in something something also. And
okay,
I think people should see, you know, just see some of the work or things
yeah,
like that.
it's up to
Shout out to
you,
Tall
but
God Hey, he wanted to hear some music. Maybe we can play some exclusives
yeah.
for him. Um, some exclusives for him. We got a tremendous vote. Vote.
Mm.
That'll be a treat for y'all today
Yeah,
with some
it
Reborn.
is quite a vault you have.
Yeah, shout
Many
out to Reborn. I know. We have we labeled them like under Cover Boy? Under
I do have some labeled under the collaborations that you've done. So
yeah,
I have a collab folder, and then the rest of them are just kind of scattered out because they're not any particular future album.
yeah, like Voltage, um, Cover Boy, and Mark Buddha, right?
Yeah. Do you want
Yeah,
me? I can set it up so that you could see on screen what what we have. Like the audience won't see it, but you'll see it. I can set it up so you can see it, and then you just choose.
yo, play. You know what? You know what? Play Prana for him because we never put that out.
Okay.
Prana, exclusive y'all for y'all today, man. Y'all can listen to what we've been working on. Prana, I think the producer of Prana is I don't even know. Cover Boy or Mark Buddha, one of the two.
I mean, you got a lot, so it's understandable. Um, to for,
And if y'all look at Prana, right? Prana is energy. So the science behind Prana and Chi. So Chi is what? Energy also, right?
Yeah, it's what the Orient would consider chi,
Yeah. So
energy.
in the Vedic, pardon me, in the Vedic conversation, that would be known as prana, prana, spirit, or um chi. And when you pick up the Taos, right?
Yeah.
So you can look up this word prana for those who don't know it. It's a very sacred word. So, shout out to the Brown Buffalo. Yeah, man, I got you. Shout out to um, um, Donnie too, man.
Johnny Arcade.
Yeah, Johnny Arcade. He sent me a beat that's crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's it. You got it also, prana. Now, a lot of people be scared to use these terms, these words. They're very scared to use these terms, but we're not scared over here to use these terms because these terms were spoken in amongst the knowing, amongst the people with the eyes open, and they communicated. They understood what this means. You know,
Hmm.
it's like I knew comic books, but it was from back then. Prana, energy, chi,
Life force
right?
and life force energy.
Life force energy. That's the prana. So I call this one prana. You got it queued up.
I got it queued up.
All right, I'm gonna give you an exclusive. This is prana produced by who?
I don't have it marked.
We'll get it afterwards. Shout out to everybody at Podcraft. Yo, put the exclusive on it. Make sure, hold up. If we get, how many people we got in here? Should we play yet? Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have it in the spreadsheet. No, I don't have this one in the spreadsheet. I'll have to add it though. Okay, hold on a second. Track name, Prana.
Oh, by the way, let me say this. I said it yesterday. I love Slick Rick album.
Oh,
Word.
okay.
Man, it's so dope. Everything about that I love about Slick he did. You know, he even have renditions of almost Hey Young World, but it was like it's called Landlord. It's really dope. You know, I studied Slick Rick for a very long time, man, and you know the brother is just beyond, beyond with
He's
his
in a lot
craft.
of people's top five.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in my top five. He might be number one.
I noticed
Come to
that.
think of it, come to think of it, you know,
A lot of people spoke very highly of Slick Rick, and I was like, wow, like I'm hearing this name a lot.
yeah, he just dropped the album. Make sure y'all go get it, support it. This man is 60 years old. There's no excuse. If
No
he's 60
excuse.
years old and sound like himself, you know, I was so mad when he got locked up, bro. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Back then, because I was like, man, there's a plethora of music that I know he's going to come out with is inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? So, MC Ricky D, he's back. Yep, I see y'all, yo, and I'm enjoying it, man, because it's a good summer. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good summer, and
I
he
feel
always
that.
used to come out during the summer. And I feel like, you know, that's one of my favorite, that's one of my idols right there. So, you know, just to hear him sound the same, dope, and some of these meanings are incredible. Yeah, but yeah, we got Crumb coming.
We do.
Yeah, we got him coming.
Where did you get a confirmation at?
He just hit me. He on his way.
Nice. Oh, he's probably
When he
getting.
comes, you can't see me and Crumb at the same time.
I know,
Ooh.
right?
When he comes, I may mysteriously disappear. Maybe I am Crumb.
That is
It's your brother
all
coming.
right and exact.
That's all right and exact. That's right.
Teach, but you're a
Yeah,
priest.
yes, indeed, indeed. That's the. I'm gonna get a T-shirt like that. You should do that, man.
No,
All right,
Crumb's got some merch coming out.
that's all.
I don't want to release his
That's all right
plans,
and exact. That's all right and exact.
but Crumb's got some merch. Y'all gonna be able to get T-shirts and stuff that say all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's a factory. Where that's a
Yeah, he's
factory.
got his own vocabulary.
All wise, right and exact.
Mm-hmm.
What's our favorite one?
Teach.
Teach.
That's another one.
Teach. You know what I mean? Yeah,
He's got a
so
few. He's got another one. It's like, do you know how many? Do you know how much all is? Because he'll
yeah,
be like, all of them. Do you know how much
yeah.
all
So
is? I
I
always
like,
catch that one.
well, there's some teachers that's not scared to touch some of the boundaries and go into certain books, certain levels of thinking. We're not scared over here, so it's like the brother tap into whether it's York old doctrines, and he dabbles in who's Yakub. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
know the mysteries of Yakub.
Oh yeah, he talked about that with Jacob.
Yeah.
That was in
So
one of his
yeah,
presentations.
yeah. You have the mysteries of Yakub. You have Moses and the Musa. You know what I'm saying? So you have the Marshall, or brothers talk about the planes. You know what I mean? Traveling the planes. Well, just go ahead and play the joint before he come.
Okay.
I'm in it out. This is exclusive. This is something that y'all probably never heard.
Exclusive preview. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna call it.
It's the Mark of Buddha.
Oh, Makabuda.
Anunnaki mummies, alien Sumerians, consuming free countries. Esau was the hairy man, Yaqub had the big head. Many were misled. Gospel of the Shashus, apostles with thick feds. Twist dreads, kiss the dead and those that are sick in bed. Then run out the door ready for war, load my clips with lead. A sci-fi sky setting, Armageddon, silent planet, head bandage, armor shredded. Comets headed, behold the dragon, seven-headed. The holes in my hands in my resurrection. Meteorites, headed for the social media types. Get on your mobile, you tweet or you type. This is global. Show news, freedom you fight. Soon as the Pope rules, occults too, kingdoms unite. COINTELPRO, exposed. UFO, the whole Israel knows. The book of Job took its toll. They came to Africa to look for gold. The draconian Draculas picked diamonds from coal. Before the master of massacres found us hiding in homes. They saw statues of our elders residing on thrones. We had plumbers, welders, writers of poems. Amongst the wonders, the Delta Empire was known. Fabrics from Gucci, drape over my dome like a kufi. Middle Eastern jewelry around my neck down to my buckle that says Louis. And I don't care, I wear it when France is burning. In Rome, I'm at a throne with a princess Persian. Laughing, splashing in their oceans. Madmen speeding through their desert, crashing American Suburbans. Even the English version. Priest, the demon wordsmith, a genius from the urban. Microphone surgeon. I wrote Bible alone, no disturbance. Perfect. Curtains.
That's hard. That's a hard beat.
Whoop, whoop, shout out to Mark of Buddha, man.
That was really good.
I haven't heard it in so long. Might have to go ahead and dabble into that. That was heavy.
You got so
I
many
remember
gems.
I remember that name. Yeah, I remember Prana. So if y'all look up what Prana is, life spirit, you can read it.
Oh yeah, your followers definitely know what prana is.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's what for the fire in the chat, man. That was Mark of Buddha, shout out to him. But we got a whole bunch, man. And the blackness. You got that one? For the ladies.
What's it called again?
Inner blackness or the royalness.
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
yeah,
two.
yeah. No, you had. I know we talked about that one.
For the ladies. Oh man, y'all loving it. Wow, thank you, my brother. Mo life. Peace, my brother. Salutations.
I feel like we have perfect blackness.
That's it. Yeah, perfect blackness.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be her perfect blackness. We're gonna change the name. Remember I asked the crowd, I think Now Born came up with her Braxis. All right, let's do this for the ladies. Let's go.
So her perfect blackness.
Peace.
Here we go.
Hell is only begotten.
Walnut complexion, ebony perfection. Set her free, she's heaven. Destiny, her legend. She's black as wild rice and allspice. She's an off-white, essential color, what we would call night. The perfect blackness, her curses when the storm's right. The mahogany, arguably, the darkest part of space. Like the hair on an ape, nothing compared to her shape. Mother Earth, she cried rape. Her eyes follow you around the place. Bulged and dilate, her curse annihilates. Return what you took off the queen. They removed her cloth, her skin was burned and black as a coffee bean. Beautiful. She's the color of haunted almond, Carmel spell. Priestess in Egypt. She's an eclipse. Hurricane that follows your sea ship. She's Katrina, Athena. Found on arenas since ancient times. Dominican, Haitian shrines. Jamaican, stubby. Reincarnation mummy. A maple syrup complexion faces your country. Obia, she's preparing to go for ya. EU, finding the rope for ya. America, this is no utopia. Dark as a smoker, and it's smoke. I'm the coca and the mocha. She's the black ring, she's the circle, the areola. She breastfeeds till you set free her captives. She's blackness. Touch her, your world goes backwards. Retrograde, look at the heck you made. Depart from her black beauty, then go our separate ways. She's the most impressive shade. Licorice black, down to her naked legs. Shiny and dark as pecan shells. The more you rape her, the more you heap on spells. The more you take her, the road is steep on hell. And I'm talking to the rich class, who takes a figure of pictures and put them behind thick glass. America's where she shit last. Voodoo, the magic wand of the trick bag. Unimaginable, extrasensory procession crashes into the mysterious depths of her witchcraft. Behind the glamorous curse of the Egyptian pharaoh's wife with staff. Open his refrigerator, stir the head of a giraffe. The sorceress, journey into the realms of the unknown. She waits for you there with the sunstone. She leads the way for you there, but you run home. Increase the stage of your fear as you come alone. Their children will have nightmares in daycare. From young to old, they're scared of a dark skin. Get drunk with Satan, drinking God's gin. This is tomb wine, handed from the black priestess. Thank you for your moonshine. Blackness is great. A black.
Damn, Priest. You said get drunk with Satan, drinking God's gin.
Woo.
And that's a double
Hey,
meaning
Buddha, we got some stuff, man.
because you have the word gin in there, which has two meanings. You know what
Whoa.
I'm saying?
Oh, yo, you got that.
Get drunk with Satan, drinking God's gin.
Yeah.
That's one of those you got to rewind back, man. That was fire.
Well, let's run it again.
Same track?
Yeah.
Yo, let's do it. Okay, hold on. Let me bring that back. Got a lot of fires, too. I gotta put the fires on screen.
Walnut complexion, ebony perfection. Set her free, she's heaven. Destiny, her legend. She's black as wild rice and allspice. She's an off-white, essential color, what we would call night. The perfect blackness, her curses when the storm's right. The mahogany, arguably, the darkest part of space. Like the hair on an ape, nothing compared to her shape. Mother Earth, she cried rape. Her eyes follow you around the place. Bulged and dilate, her curse annihilates. Return what you took off the queen. They removed her cloth, her skin was burned and black as a coffee bean. Beautiful. She's the color of haunted almond, Carmel spell. Priestess in Egypt. She's an eclipse. Hurricane that follows your sea ship. She's Katrina, Athena. Found on arenas since ancient times. Dominican, Haitian shrines. Jamaican, stubby. Reincarnation mummy. A maple syrup complexion faces your country. Obia, she's preparing to go for ya. EU, finding the rope for ya. America, this is no utopia. Dark as a smoker, and it's smoke. I'm the coca and the mocha. She's the black ring, she's the circle, the areola. She breastfeeds till you set free her captives. She's blackness. Touch her, your world goes backwards. Retrograde, look at the heck you made. Depart from her black beauty, then go our separate ways. She's the most impressive shade. Licorice black, down to her naked legs. Shiny and dark as pecan shells. The more you rape her, the more you heap on spells. The more you take her, the road is steep on hell. And I'm talking to the rich class, who takes a figure of pictures and put them behind thick glass. America's where she shit last. Voodoo, the magic wand of the trick bag. Unimaginable, extrasensory procession crashes into the mysterious depths of a witchcraft. Behind the glamorous curse of the Egyptian pharaoh's wife with a staff. Open his refrigerator, stir the head of a giraffe. The sorceress, journey into the realms of the unknown. She waits for you there with the sunstone. She leads the way for you there, but you run home. Increase the stage of your fear as you come alone. Your children will have nightmares in daycare. From young to old, they're scared of a dark skin. Get drunk with Satan, drinking God's gin. This is tomb wine, handed from the Black Priestess. Thank you for your moonshine. Blackness is great. Oh, blackness is great. Darkness.
Wow. He said, retrograde, look at the hex you made. Damn.
Hold up, man. That's for talk on Hey Roo, man. Yeah. Hope you're listening because I was feeling bad. Like I didn't have nothing for him queued up, but this was in there. Let's start with my man Crumb, man.
He's not on the Zoom yet.
Thank you. Shout out to Coach, man. Thank you, Coach, for the love. That was crazy. The love she showed.
Retrograde, look at the hex you made.
Oh yeah, tomb wine, Roman tomb. Yeah, it's kind of wild stuff. And man, thank you for your Crip Jesus in the building, Wu-Tang.
CJ.
What's good? Yeah, CJ, man. Get up with little Da Vinci and all of them, man.
CJ starting a new revolution called the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, all blue.
He's serious too.
Yep.
That ain't no fun name. He's starting that.
Yeah. Blue. Yeah. A revolution. A revolution.
That's good. A revolution. You gotta be careful because you almost said red blue.
I know. Hey, that's
it's got,
yeah, revolution.
Revolution.
That's how we say it. I know, like I'm looking laying down like I'm going through
But you doing a lot of work though, so you got to make sure you get your rest also. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you see my eyes. Yeah.
When you in the zone, it's really easy to skip sleep because you hustling so hard.
I didn't get no sleep, yo.
You didn't?
I'm trying to catch it.
Yeah, man. You need at least 6 hours.
I got to run into a meeting. Where you at, Crumb?
Crumb should be here any minute, huh?
All right, y'all. I'm going to pull out and then I'll come back.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. So y'all just got a couple sneak peeks of some tracks that Priest has in his vault. Y'all don't even know what he's got. I tell him, man, you gotta stop producing for a minute and launch what you have. But he just keeps going and keeps going. He can't help it. And I get it. That's great. But man, is he sitting on some gold? Which I know it eventually will get out there, but it's priceless. It's an honor to be involved, but I tell him, you got enough to launch an album every month for the next couple of years. I'm not trying to exaggerate or pump it bigger than it is. I'm literally telling y'all that he has enough to launch an album every month for the next few years, but we'll see. He is the executive producer. He's the one in charge, so I just follow his orders. You know what I'm saying? Crip Jesus says red blue solution. Yeah, man. Do your thing, CJ. Revolutionary. Thing about y'all Sagittarius is y'all go big. The Sagittariuses go big, and they'll have their hands in many projects at once. Think Walt Disney. Walt Disney was a Sagittarius, and he went big. I don't got to tell you his story. Jay-Z, Jamie Foxx, Big Sages, Andrew Tate. Y'all go big. Shout out to Lurk Squad, Cloud Bops. He said, love to hear it. Cartel Williams gives all fire. Cloud Bops, consistency is key. Yo, that is facts, man. You look at not just Tupac, not just Elvis, but you look at Lil Wayne, and they put out volumes of tracks, lots of tracks. It wasn't like make this one track and then wait or anything. They just kept pumping them out. So much so that bangers would just happen. And that's smart, but that consistency is key. And like you can see Priest catalog, and you already know how that's paid off for him. Chujitsu Obutsu Akasu says, "Oh, my birthday on Saturday. That's what's up. Happy birthday in advance." So you technically right over the cusp. You're probably right on the cusp of Gemini Cancer. Nice. Joseph Roberts, Revolution is not the one you want. Revolverlution is not the one you want. Divine Intelligent in the house. He says, peace to the Podcraft. Solar Fact says, Priest still raps like he's hungry and still trying to make it even though he's a veteran in the game. Yo, that is a very good comment because that's true. And that's what you got to do is you got to keep hustling like you're hungry. You look at all these bands and artists that were good in the beginning, and once they made money, they changed. You know what I'm saying? You already know several examples. I don't got to tell you. But look at so many artists and bands where, man, when they first came out, they were fire, and then they kind of switched up. And sometimes there was still some bangers after, but you saw a difference between the way they started and the way they changed. Sometimes the money changes them. Sometimes just all of the music changes them. The fans can have an effect. Relationships with record labels. I first saw Jurassic 5 and Black Eyed Peas in 2003 at Cal State Long Beach. I used to go to Cal State Long Beach University. And it was my first time seeing them. Black Eyed Peas were great, and Jurassic 5 was amazing. I love Jurassic 5, and they were the most consistent because they blew up big and stayed as they were. So when I saw Jurassic 5 live at my school, like in the freaking it wasn't a big auditorium. It was like a 8 Mile shelter. Remember 8 Mile? That they're in that shelter. It was kind of like an intimate type of stage and a lot of hip hop heads. That felt like a real hip hop show. And in college, it was interesting to see that. So seeing Jurassic 5 live was great. And they were doing handstands, and you had and then Black Eyed Peas performed right after, and this was before Fergie. They had another female singer, and they had one dude with the Raiden hat. It wasn't Will.I.Am. It was another dude with a Raiden hat. It was cool. And he was doing breakdancing on stage and handstands and stuff. And it was really cool. And I was like, yo, this is a real hip hop show. And Black Eyed Peas had a band on stage. So they weren't playing to no track. It was just a actual live band, keyboards. I think they had a saxophone or trumpet. No, they had a trumpet player. And they were playing That's the Joint. That's the Jam. Turn this shit up and play it again. That's the Joint. That's the Jam. And everyone was just and it was our first time hearing it. And it was just such a great show. I'm like, yo, these Black Eyed Peas guys are going to blow up. And then next thing you know, they blow up. But I'm sad that they got rid of their other female artists. I don't know what happened to their first singer. Fergie's cool. But yo, their original female artist, in my opinion, had more soul. I don't know where they found Fergie. No disrespect to Fergie. She's a good pop artist. But the original Black Eyed Peas had another female artist that was a little more Lauryn Hill style. And she had a really nice voice. Anyway, you'll hear that if y'all know anything about the old school Black Eyed Peas. But I liked a lot of their first stuff. going back to my first point, is I like the original Black Eyed Peas first stuff. Shout out to Will I Am. You know, and people will talk about how they change and this and that and whatever, whoop de whoop, but it was those tracks. And Falling Up, remember that track? We be falling up like flowing. Styles we be showing. Extraterrestrial. And that was that groove hip hop with the boom bap. It was like an undeniable head bop. You'd be bobbing your head undeniably because of the way the groove was. Just like how Tribe Called Quest had a lot of that boom baps. I love that style, and I'm still on that style. It's the hip hop I prefer. You know, everything has kind of lost its shuffle. It doesn't have that swing as much as the old school boom bap, but the boom bap had a kind of a swing, a head bop style, you know, and that's what I like. Anyway, I'm getting into a tangent, but oh, there you go, Taboo. His name is Taboo. That's what's up, Demetrius. Y'all were asking questions up here. Jurassic 5 were super dope, yeah. Many people know about Killah Priest has a lot of spiritual sons in rap. Billy Woods, Elucid, okay, many more. Solar Effect Will I Am has some kind of car he created that makes beats while driving. That's crazy. Yeah, my buddy of mine turned his auxiliary jack into a microphone. He was able to plug a microphone into the auxiliary jack of his car, but it had a preamp. So he had a preamp to enhance the volume and then put that into the auxiliary. So he would be like, he would be driving, but his homies would be able to rap along to tracks they're playing in the car. You could do that also with a preamp and a mixer, small mixer. And then you just plug the mixer into the cigarette lighter adapter. Biggie said that key 2 is to stay hungry and everything as your first. Last track on the Jay-Z Black album, it's a sample. Well, that's what's up. Stereo says, still caffeine free? No, so I'm microdosing coffee, yo. I'm not even talking about espresso. I'm talking about actual black coffee. I'm microdosing it. I have a shot glass that shows the ounces. So I take a shot, you know, like someone would take a shot of tequila. I take a shot of black coffee. It's just enough for me. It's just enough. It's not enough to be all like shaky like I had a whole cup, but it's just enough for me to feel like, all right, I'm not sleepy. That's it. It's because I've been without caffeine for so long that I'm able to have such a small amount of it and feel it and be cool. I know as I progress, I'm going to need two shots, 3 shots. Next thing you know, I'm back to a full cup. But there's a little edge that caffeine gives you. Even though I talked all that trash about coffee before, it's because I was overdoing it, 1. 2, I was not staying hydrated. Because you got to take electrolytes. You got to drink your water. Coffee will make you pee it all out. So I wasn't drinking coffee correctly. So it shouldn't have been anything against it itself. It was my error. It was my fault. So, yeah. After breakfast is best. So now I got all these rules. I'm kind of neurotic about food intake and nutrition and supplements and stuff like that. I love talking about it, but that's where I'm at to answer your question. Not caffeine free, but definitely in small doses and not close to bedtime. Because for me, sleep is everything. And we talked about that on the last show. Gotta get that good night's sleep, yo. Jiu-Jitsu says, thanks AD, I breached at 1 p.m. One time Maria Duvall did my astrology, but it was sour now. She in prison. Like, oh, wow. So for those just tuning in, we're waiting for Crumb TV to join the Zoom. He may have a presentation for us. Priest has confirmed he will be arriving. So I'm assuming he's just setting up right now. So we're going to wait for Crumb for the next few minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about merchandise. Let's see. Solar Effects. One of the Jurassic 5 MCs says he reincarnation of Tupac. Okay, well, I'm not going to touch that. Lurk Squad said they were a bridge between music genre. Yeah, and I always liked bands that fused genres together because I've always been if you know me, I've always been someone who was able to appreciate multiple genres, especially between rock, hip hop, and like movie soundtracks for me. If you look back at the producer who produced for these pop bands and pop groups like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. One of the major producers was named Max Martin. The dude knew the formula for pop music and just knew how to make pop. But he's a rocker. The dude started off as a rock musician. He was in a rock band. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make pop. So he went from rock to pop, figured out the formula, and ended up being one of the major producers for Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Guy's a millionaire. It's crazy. So crossing over genres is big. I started off in the rock genre too. I was in a metal band called Sanctus. We were signed to Metal Blade Records, which was one of the first labels that Metallica was on. It was a big deal for me back then. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? But there was no girls at the shows. I'm like, where the girls at? I'm playing all this heavy metal rock stuff on the keys. We're rocking it. It's this total technical metal. It was like almost like Mozart meets Metallica type of thing. It was great. There was no girls. So anyway, long story short, you already heard the story. I switched to hip hop. I worked with the roadies of the Cottonmouth Kings, turned them into a band, started a band called the Hit Squad, and jumped into the hip hop world. And I already knew how to rap and everything too, because I was like into poetry and stuff. So I was just killing that. Then I met a promoter who introduced me to Priest, and here we are. That's the short story of it. Let's see where else we at. Belmar says E.T. phone home. Avon says I've been locked into the Wu-Tang and American Saga. I'm on season 2. Yo, I still have to still gotta check that out, man. I've only seen a few episodes myself, just here and there. Let's see. Inko, it's short, so the musical props go where they belong. Priest, your words gave me more insight, and I thank you. Yeah, I didn't know how big Priest was until I really started working with him. You know what I mean? I knew of him. I knew several things. It was an honor to start working with him back in 2008. That's when I started working with Priest, and I knew he was big, you know. But it wasn't until I started helping him out, like with the podcast, and helping him out with launching stuff. I helped him with Behind the Stained Glass, and I helped him release that double album, Psychic World of Walter Reed. And once I saw the reviews online and all of the feedback, I'm like, yo, he has a whole cult following. Like, Priest is bigger than I thought. And then I looked at his back catalog, and I'm like, yo, this is a lot. There's still tracks I haven't heard. Mother Earth knows all direction. That's awesome. Aurora Borealis in the chat. Eric Grimsey. Solar Facts. Oh, yeah, here we go. Solar Facts says Rob Zombie with the chick playing bass. Yeah. I remember that. He had a female bass player. She was rocking it too. The song More Human Than Human. You can see her. But as a producer, I've always liked being able to go into multiple genres. As a DJ, you kind of have to. You know what I mean? At the club I'm at, they want me to. I can't play all hip hop. I tried to, even last night. I had to switch up to reggaeton. I had to switch up into some Drake and Weeknd. It's just the way my club managers are, man. I forgive them. Because I was playing all bangers, all hip hop bangers and stuff. But they're like, yo, we know you're a hip hop DJ, but you got to flip it up. I'm like, fine. But the club was popping. I had the club hopping last night, yo. But they wanted me to switch it up. So I said, okay, cool. And I played some reggaeton and it kind of died down. I'm like, hey, it's what you wanted. It's what you wanted. But yeah, being appreciating several genres is key. Even if you're an artist or a producer, you kind of have to have your appreciation for other genres. Sometimes even some classical music. You know? Anyway, Kane Beastie says Priest music is the Bible to me. Yo, that's funny you say that. There's a photographer that Priest had. He had a private photographer for a while. His name was Black Moses. Shout out to Black Moses. He actually did some of the footage on my YouTube channel. And Black Moses, when Priest would walk away, Black Moses would notice he left his lyrics out. And he'd say, yo, Priest, don't forget your scriptures. He referred to Priest's lyrics as scriptures. And it wasn't more than once. It was all the time. He's like, Priest, your scriptures. Don't forget your scriptures. Take these with you. These are your scriptures. You know, because Priest would write. He was a writer, and he was a fast writer at my first studio when I really was working with Priest. He was writing fast, man, and it was just paper after paper. And it was interesting to watch him write because he was so quick with it. But yeah, to your point, you said it's like the Bible. Priest's words are scripture. Where we at? Where we at? But to be honest, I'm right there with him. How would I just find Killah Priest less than a year ago? Hey, that's okay. Found you in time though, my initiate. Yeah, if you just came up upon Priest, that's a great thing. It's interesting that he has this podcast because there's people who watch the show that didn't even used to listen to hip hop before. Like, imagine that. There were people that weren't even hip hop fans, found the podcast due to, I don't know, Flea or from other kind of episode, started watching the show, realized who Priest was, started listening to his music, became in awe, and there's new fans being created every day. Like, no joke. Kane Beastie says, go listen to my album, Kane Beastie, goated. That's what's up. Kane Beastie, if you want to promote your songs on this show, we have a segment at the end called Song Promotions, where we play tracks that are submitted to the show. It's been very of high value for many artists because we play it on the show. Priest also hears it, and he'll give his insight also. And it's song promotion, so you get the people that are watching are able to sample your music. For a lot of people who submit, they get clicks. Let's just say that into their channel, into their Instagram, whatever you're promoting. It's a good way to enhance your search engine optimization because we put the links to your links in the description box. So the song promotion segment's good. Divine Intelligence says, yo, AD, what was the first Killah Priest album? Honestly, it wasn't a whole album. I just remembered hearing at that time, because don't forget, I was like 25, 26 when I started working with Priest. So I was just like, I knew who he was. So, but I just, the first, I didn't hear a whole album. I had only heard a Judge Wisely, from that track. And I remember thinking like, oh, I like his abstract lyrics, I didn't really know who I was working with until I started working with him. I had to do more research. And then I was like, what? And every single session we had, I just found out as we went. So it was a learning experience for a long time too. And then once I started helping him with the podcast, which was in 2019, then we started linking up, and I was able to apply what I knew about YouTube onto his YouTube. He only had 14,000 subscribers in 2019 before I started working with him, yo. And then we started this whole podcast. Now he's almost at 100,000. So the podcast has helped. All of his growth has helped. I feel like YouTube is the future. And that's cool. There's a lot more room for growth. There's a lot more room for polishing. I'm still getting my camera angles right. I'm still getting my lighting adjusted. We're not exactly pros yet, but we're doing the best we can. I enjoy it. There's a lot of work to be done. So organizing is key. Everything is time management, yo. Time management and file management. The biggest challenges, and that's where most of the work is. Making the music is easy. Making these tracks, songs, boom, beats, recording, mixing, mastering, no problem. But the time management, getting together on time, doing things on time, managing the files, organizing the files, putting them into albums, uploading them, make sure everything is published with ASCAP and BMI. All the fine tuning is there, the credits for all of the producers. It's those details that are the challenging part, and that's why a record label would exist, because they usually handle all that. Record labels usually handle all of the minute details, but when you're an independent artist working with independent people like us, you got to handle all that by yourself. you know, and Priest is not a small artist, so we're at the point now we all need assistance. I need an assistant, and Priest needs an assistant. 100%. 100%. Am I gonna start hiring now? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe a couple months. But we're at the point now we gotta hire people for certain things. 100%. Expansion is inevitable. Lurk Squad says Jizza introduced me to Priest, Liquid Swords. Whoa, that's what's up. Divine Intelligence says, also, did you hear anything about Priest's current albums on Apple Music? Yo, he just called out a good thing. Apple Music is not the greatest. I'm going to be honest with you. Spotify and Tidal are great, but Apple Music, sometimes when we launch albums, it doesn't pop up there. And we have to email our distributor and say, hey, we're not on Apple Music again. And they have to do this and that or another to contact them, and then it fixes itself. So that reminds me of an email we need to send, because yeah, there's albums missing from Apple Music for Priest. So if you really want to see his catalog, I would stick to Spotify for now. I'm not a big Apple guy, I'll be honest. You know what I mean? I'm one of those Android dudes. I don't care. You could talk all the trash about me all you want. Hey, you don't have an iPhone. I don't care, man. I don't want no Apple. I got no Apple computers. I don't use Pro Tools. I don't use the industry standard. I got Acid Pro. I have no Apple products. I don't even need apples. It's just I'm not feeling Apple products. And then I'm not happy with Apple Music as a as a music platform. I'd rather do Spotify or I use Tidal. KP is back in the Zoom.
Yeah, man.
We don't.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the meeting, man. Just driving right now.
Nice.
I'm parked.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Hey, oh, you in the whip?
Yeah, I'm in the whip.
That's what's up. Oh, you got a sunroof? Ooh.
I'm in the chariot. I'm in the chariot.
That's what's up, man. And the sunroof.
I do it. Yeah. Now I see he didn't come yet. I was about to ask him, so I saw you by yourself. I was like, let me come back up there.
Yeah.
While I'm on my way.
Otherwise, I just be rambling in here and stuff. I try not to bore the chat, but you know, I read out the chat, whatever they use, whatever we talk about. Joseph says you use. I use Acid Pro.
What was this? What's this thing about Apple?
So we need to email Apple because one of your albums isn't up there. I think it's your latest one.
Abraxas is not up?
Right.
Say it with me. Abraxas rebus, Simha pleroma.
Yeah.
It'd be good for cats to find out what Abraxas and rebus mean. And it sounds like it's a four-titled name, but it's actually not.
Mm.
It goes together once you start to flow with it. It's the Abraxas, the rebus, is the duality, and pleroma. Simha pleroma. Simha is the lion. It's a Vedic term for the lion.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the lion, right? Look up the lion, Simha, Simha.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Vedic writings.
Yeah, it's similar to Simba.
Yeah, that's what I said. A lion called Simba. I said, Abraxas rebus Simha, a lion called Simba. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The troubadour. Yeah. The truth is all what lies within the center. Yeah. So that's the mystic lion right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's all clues in here.
Was that an India name? Named in India, the Simha?
Yeah. Was that what they showing?
I saw something in reference to India. India
Okay.
parenting. Or that could just be the
Hold on,
website.
I'm about to pull out. Hold on. I'm gonna just mute for a minute.
Okay. The Lion. We got Leo season coming up too. Middle of summer. Shout out to all the Leos out there. I know there's a lot. S.L. Smith says, "Oh Lord, not this again." What you talking about? Universal Empire says, "Everything is everything." S.L. Smith. Yeah, so we're gonna check on that with the Apple Music. I just think there's a glitch in their system. To be honest, it's probably just something in their programming. Who knows? So we'll see. These things happen in this type of industry. So, like I said, it's with assistance. We just got to be on it and contact the people. Be like, hey, what's up with this? Hey, what's up with that? Like I said, it's always the administration part that can be the biggest challenge. That's why we got to get an office. We need an office building, yo. We need to be in a building, not my living room. Joseph Robert says spring break was the big thing to us in the 80s. Yeah. Jay Bland says lots of hidden symbolism on this record cover regarding alchemy and the mathematical formulas. Where's Mojito? He is in the other room. He's on the bed. I got the window open in there. He gets real comfortable. You Goddess the Poet. Maybe AD didn't see my super chat. I'm sorry. I did not. I do my best to say them out loud. Okay, here we go. You Goddess says, I can't remember a time when I didn't know who KP was, but I'm glad he's being introed to new fans. Do the music promo. The feedback is priceless. Absolutely. Shout out to You Goddess the Poet. Yeah. I mean, the greatest thing about doing content and putting stuff out is that there's constantly new fans. And Priest is about to upgrade his TikTok. I know TikTok is probably still new to a lot of y'all, kind of an older crowd in the podcast, but there's still some young cats checking it out. A lot of new fans are young. You know what I mean? And they're on TikTok. So Priest TikTok is going to be getting bigger. So you'll see a lot of content on there very soon this summer. I tried to not get in TikTok. I was kind of avoiding it. Like, nah, I'm not into all that TikTok stuff. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Because it just wasn't my world. Instagram was enough. It's overwhelming as is. But doing the research and seeing how it is for artists and record labels.
Pardon me, man. Pardon me, my brother. It's just, it's like I said, so much drama going on in the LBC. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard being KP. I'm on the phone, you know what I'm saying? It's like 1 minute, it's like, dang, man, it's just all off the hook. But it's all good, though.
Hey, you working.
Yeah, I'm driving right now.
That's okay. Just be careful. You know what I mean? It's better that you're driving safe. You know what I mean? I'm.
Yeah. I shouldn't be on the phone right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
How you put this thing in front? Hold on, let me see.
The fans see you. They're happy you're here. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you see me moving.
Thing. Yes, sir.
Thing work. Yeah, I'm going back to the corn braids soon. Putting out heavy mental too. Heavy mental illness.
Yep.
Coming soon. Word.
So the next album is Abraxas 2. Is that right?
Yeah, Abraxas 2 is gonna make it because of just a certain, it's just like all the pieces is there, but you gotta have Fourth. I'll talk to John. You got, with me and Fourth, you have to have everything in place. Everything's there though. The album's done.
Oh wow.
Album cover is in discussions, and also there's another album from KP. So you got a couple coming. You know what I mean? But Abraxas 2.
Okay.
Abraxas 2 is definite.
Do you have an idea of like around when you want to drop it? End of summer, in the fall, next month?
I think it's going to be summer. I think it's going to be the summertime.
So
Sumer,
Abraxas 2 will be a summer album.
near the end. You know what I mean? They
Okay.
got 2 videos. You got Nag Hammadi, and I think what's the other one? You got Nag Hammadi
Mm.
video, and you have uh I'm tripping right now. We got 2 videos out. Right from there. Yeah, Mustard Seed. Thank you.
Mm.
Mustard Seed. Mustard Seed and AD don't even have the whole album on this one, right?
No, I don't think I have.
But you heard some of it. You heard some of them.
Only a couple of songs, I think. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. It's crazy. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah.
Are you gonna launch it on your birthday? Because your birthday is on a Saturday.
Yo, you remember what we talked about? Yeah, these days really make sense when you connect with the days.
Yeah.
I think that's something to look at.
Oh,
My mother, sometimes your mother give birth on those days,
mm.
and she should be celebrated because she really wanted to give birth. We was here already, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, thank you, Mom. You know what I'm saying? Forever. So
EDK.
the land of Moo, the land of Moo.
Mm. So EDK and Nod Records, sounds like he's a record label. He says that's how you do it. You release it in late summer.
Yeah, late summer. Yep,
late
exactly.
summer.
Yeah. Man, oh man, yo, I got this. Woo! I'm so, like I said, freedom is the best thing you could ever have when you're trying to create. Freedom gives you the ability to be able to space and room. It's so much things that you could do, that you don't even have to do it. It's like your second nature just pops right in. So that's the best thing is when you have your freedom, and I have mine, and I don't need my freedom papers. I got the freedom vapors.
Freedom vapors.
Yeah. Remember? I'll never forget that. Remember? Who's that? Voltage said I was robbing like I got my freedom. Like I got my freedom papers. That was funny, yo.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah.
Now, someone in the chat had said they like that you rap like you're still hungry.
Yo, it's the love of the game. Slick Rick got me on one now, so it's like I'm ready to get back in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm inspired. I find it through various pockets and holes, and it just come to me. The Podcraft has definitely been an inspiration to me. Everybody that's on there, y'all are part of the making of me. Just the all in all, the Royal Priesthood. Kai Zodiac, Cap Jones, Kill Rifkin, Ty Phoenix, Lil Da Vinci, the work that they're doing and putting and contributing to the universe language. Because when you put out these things, you're contributing to the language of the universe. You can be able to hear the voice of the universe, and that's what we are. We are the voices of the stars. That's why they got a little bit of it by calling us the stars. Because you can hear the voice from the stars. All the Caesars and the pharaohs and kings, they understood this. Goddess, queens, they understood the language spoken back then. They understood each other. The best thing about everything is understanding. If we don't understand each other, come on, there's no conversation.
Facts.
By the way, I'm on my tea right now. My L-theanine, say it with me, L-theanine, got my catechins going.
L-theanine.
And yeah, exactly. Slow down time to create. And we speeds, man. We just have an experience. And it's a beautiful time to be here and a beautiful time to create. We all a part of what's happening,
Yeah. People forget that you got that song called L-theanine.
Yo, produced by none other than Purpose.
Hmm?
Purpose been in the cut for a long time. Yeah, hey, listen, the Royal Priesthood song is produced by Purpose.
Oh, what?
The one you on.
Oh, yeah,
The one
yeah.
with Kill Rifkin. Yeah, Purpose produced those too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The one we talk, yo, so Mark Buddha produced one, and then Purpose produced the other one.
And Voltage Controller produced one too.
And Voltage, because we're a family, we're a craft, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the connection is there, you know?
I'm talking Neo Vision. Orange, gold, the sun, I'm talking Leo, listen. L-theanine.
Yo, Lion, the Simha.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place that I'm going, man, I'm gonna take you live when I'm in there, but you know, I can't take you in the meeting part, but you
Right.
got to see this place because we're gonna end up doing the after party. Some of along with Raz. Raz got some, you know, clan is big. Is a lot of different ones. We're gonna be we stepping up our game and becoming more than just artists. We're becoming entrepreneurs.
You have to.
We are entrepreneurs.
Mm.
Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my man. Entrepreneurs, and that was dealing with who was the tribe that shot the bow and arrow?
I don't
The
know.
archers. The remember, I'll be going so fast, yo. Remember, he came on the show. Tripping, man.
The Sentinelese.
We entrepreneurs.
Archer.
Yep. Yep. So that's how it is when you just focus.
I got Simha here.
Oh, you got the lion. Let me see. Oh yeah, exactly. Shout out. Oh man, and happy Father's Day, man. That's your cat.
I know, right?
I saw your post, man. You know, that's definitely your seed right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You the caddy. You the cat. What you call a top cat? You the top cat.
Yeah. Just don't call me Cat Daddy.
I know that sound right. Don't sound right.
That's what's his name?
You know
Santana.
what? Shout out to my man Val, right? He has a female dog. So when you got a dog and a female dog, I said, "Is that your dog turn?"
Technically, a female dog is a bitch.
Yeah.
So he could have said no, that's my bitch.
No.
And that would have been correct. Like,
yeah,
grammarly would be correct, but you know, nowadays that term, of course, is derogatory.
Yeah.
So we only say that word.
Take the streets.
We only say that.
Take you straight to Wilshire.
We only say that word in rap songs.
You said?
I said we only say that word in rap songs now.
Yeah. Push. Yeah, man. Hey, man, blessings to all the families. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going down. You hear about the families that are being like deported.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fights, wars, and stuff like that. Right now, we got Fat Joe and some stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's just going on right now that's crazy. I mean, you're looking on the news, every time I look up, there's something and someone going through something crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy times right now.
It's like funny. So look, if you're doing your art, stick to yourself. Stick to what got you there. You know, we got to be mindful of these things because, you know, the devil's lurking. You know what I'm saying? And when I say devil, I mean deceiver. The person who wants to lock you down, the mental disorders out there. You can defeat them. You can defeat them by just you being you, the best version of yourself. And you're not doing it to defeat them, but you're just doing it to higher, big up yourself. If this message could get to anyone, this message is from my tea that I just drunk. It's from the L-theanine. That's what the chemicals do, bro.
Oh, I
Like I
am.
told you, I know a person who wanted mushrooms to change their chemicals just to get them to relax.
Yeah.
Or maybe, Now, am I promoting go out there and take? No, first time, bro. Listen, let me say this and make this clear. Don't run out there just taking mushrooms. Let me make myself clear. Don't run out there without a guide or some type of sage or some master taking shrooms. You know what I'm saying? You might be bugged out. It's not, it's what you, there's steps to everything. Like I'm not saying if you drink, you don't drink. Don't just go out there and order the biggest drink you could. You know what I'm saying? Don't do, just modern yourself, modernize or whatever the word. You want to take your time. Moderation. You know what I'm saying? You do things in moderation.
That's true.
Moderation is the key. Is the key to a successful life. It's the key, moderation, because things happen gradually, a little bit by a little bit, here and a little bit there, stealing your joy. And you don't even see it because it's a little bit. And before you know it, you upset, you don't have the joy that you once had. The whole thing is to get back to the joy. And the joy of ideas, of just the joy of writing, or the joy of enjoying life itself. Because there's no lies, it's hard out here. But you can find your peace within. And that's the absence of all confusion. I learned that from the Kung Fu masters. The more they learn how to fight, the less they fought. Because you know what they're doing? They're doing motionless Kung Fu. They're not moving. They are disciplining themselves because they know they can kill you if they want.
Yeah.
I know that sound wild. I don't mean it, but they probably do. They be like, y'all can take out his throat with just one strike. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at, and let's put this thing in the bed. Let's put this 100 men against the gorilla to bed real quick. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. Before you even think of anything, the gorilla has sized you up. It's like trying to stop a car. You're being sized up by the gorilla, and I'm gonna tell you how to make it deeper. Get this on tape.
Yeah.
You take the gorilla baby. You take the gorilla's baby. Now you want a gorilla? You want a gorilla to go against 100 men? Take the gorilla baby, put him in a cage, and put him behind 100 men and see what happens. You just think about it, right?
Yeah, that was trending for a while.
Because everything they grab is gonna crack, and that's it. It's like you don't think about injury. You have to injure him. He's gonna injure you, limbs and stuff like that. You forget how big a gorilla is until you go to the zoo and you see how big their head is and their arms. You're just a mere human, man. Just limbs, crack. Like I said, the wise man knows not to get into that. But if you want to get the gorilla, because the gorilla is really peaceful, but if you want to get him started, get his baby. Put him up in a cage, put him in the back of the 100 men. And let's see if that gorilla go through that 100 men and go save his baby. Poke it too. Like poke it with a little something. Like maybe a stick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silverback. They ain't happening. That's right. We used to talk about these things a lot, remember?
Silverback gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla is in the wild, man. It's already sized you up. They already know. Oh, you grab this. Oh, you grab the leg. You just flip it up. You throw to the side, and then you keep moving. They don't think about when they grab. They just keep moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. This way, that way, this way. You thinking and strategizing. That's not work in a fight, man. That's not going to work.
Yeah, their maneuverability is far surpassed the human.
Sideways, yeah, sideways.
The fact that their arms are bigger than their
Backwards.
legs too, because their arms can act as legs also. It's a lot easier for them to walk on their arms, and they can go
Yeah,
from
they got
tree.
4. You only got 2 legs, unless you have a weapon.
You
Like
would
the 100 men got weapons.
you would
spear or something like
need a
that.
projectile, and even then,
Yeah.
it's not guaranteed because
Yeah, it's
You know,
light work, bro. Light work.
yeah,
100 men is not even enough. It's light work. It's light work. And if you take, and if you, and forbid, if he going for his baby, if you got the little ape in a cage, then we talking. Now we talking. Because that's going to give him the motivation to tear through a 50 quick. You're gonna sweep the floor with 50 real quick because you have try stopping the car going like 30 miles per hour. Just like no, go 20. Yeah. But check it out. The car has wheels that can just go to the side with the car moving this way. Like going straight, but the body is still straight, but the wheels are like a bowling ball. They can just roll like this.
we can't see you.
I know.
There you are.
Like this.
I can get you a dash cam if you want it.
I know, right? This
Yeah,
is Priest
I can say
driving.
it would just sit there in case you want to park and do videos, either live or recording. You can do recordings for your Patreon.
Man, I still can't wait for the cooking, man. You got Just Jay. You got all these great chefs, chefess.
Yeah.
Like you just call them a chef, right? Female chef is just a chef. Like a doctor. There's no female word for a doctor. It's just doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, that's what it is, bro. That's what it. I'm just waiting for the L-theanines to clear out my system. But as far as when it's in, I'm gonna give you out a message from the universe.
As far as what? As far as what?
The L-theanine and the tea that I just drunk was strong, yo. It was strong.
I remember.
They say.
I was saying it was tough for me to handle tea because it just mellowed me out too much.
Everything. Yeah, remember that time?
Yeah.
I think that was green. That was that green because
you gave me a green
be on
tea.
That green, you got to. Yeah, you can't do green tea like that because it's gonna lower your blood pressure real quick.
Yeah, too much.
You adjust. Yeah, and you was doing sativa, right?
Yeah, I was a sativa person for a while.
Yeah,
and then I
so
stopped.
Sativa is.
Yeah, I did it, and then I stopped, and then when I went back into it, it was too strong. I went to a sativa hybrid, and it kind of worked for a while, but then I started getting the good stuff. You know what I mean, right here next door, and the good stuff was really messing me up. And it wasn't when I was high that was bad. It was the next day. It was coming down off of it that the anxiety would come in. You start tripping out over weird things. You start going through a psychosis. You just start tripping, and that's not while you're on it. That's while you're not on it. So that's why people smoke more. Is because when they smoke every single day, they're at this level where they're cool. But if they stop within the next couple of days, that's when all the freak out starts happening. All the panicking starts happening because your body's like, where's my weed? You know what I mean? If you saw Half Baked, remember Half Baked? Dave Chappelle, and he quit weed for Mary Jane because he liked that girl and she didn't want him to smoke.
That's funny. That's an oxymoron because weed is called Mary Jane.
I know that movie was very smart. But he started working. Remember, and he was flipping out on everybody. He's like, "You clean it up." Remember how
Right.
Dave Chappelle was freaking out because he was losing the cannabinoids weren't in his system. He wasn't able to. Once you're high, you got to stay high. You got to keep smoking every day to maintain. Otherwise, you got to go through this withdrawal system that'll have you just
Well,
not happy. But it's worse with
well,
coffee.
back in,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, they talked about even in the ancient scriptures and tablets, a lot of people got high. They even call the Most High.
Yeah.
You know why? Because psychedelics were the internet for back then. There wasn't no internet, but they had internet back then. Wi-Fi was inside the forest,
Yes.
and you get connected. You start connected straight up. You get a #1 signal if you tap in. Now you're like, whoa,
You talking about the
yo, I'm traveling.
You talking about the mycelium?
Yeah, yes, that's the first Wi-Fi connection.
Well, that's also considered.
Food also too, because the dopamine release when you're chewing, when you feeling good, when you eat something good, it releases the dopamine, which connects you to the Wi-Fi of the universe. And then you're like, oh man, you start feeling good. The dopamine, the chemicals, those are the connections to the first Wi-Fi. Now, when you smoking it, or if you chewing it, or I guess herbs would be the same thing as food, right?
Let food be thy medicine. So technically, yes.
There you go. There you go. There you go. In nature, because you got to explain that. You got to explain the deep depths of the forest. You have to explain, and it's hard to explain. You can't see the trees from it.
Yeah.
What was that verse? In Alaska, right? I was just in Alaska. Shout out to Alaska, man. Had a great time out there.
It's
I
crazy
just got back.
because,
Huh?
like last year or the year before, you went to Egypt and then you went to Alaska, and this year again you went to Egypt and then to Alaska. Like,
Mexico. Yeah,
oh, Mexico
exactly.
too. Like,
The pyramid. Yeah, yeah. I've been traveling. Hold on, let me slow down a little bit.
mhm.
The line travels at a tremendous speed with natural blends of weed. Word. 'Cause I'm driving too. I should.
As long as you're not looking at your phone while you're driving, you should be good.
I'm definitely looking at my phone.
Yeah, don't look at your phone and drive. It's okay to talk and drive.
It's like I'm like all in the phone.
Yeah, don't even look at the phone. The phone should just be.
I'm kind of winging it. So I gotta.
You should have a phone
I'm one of
holder.
those guys. Yeah, I know.
I can get you a phone holder
Yeah.
if you need it. You can just attach it to the air conditioning, and that's what I do. I just put my phone there, and if you want to hear a podcast, you just turn it on. Just don't even look at the phone. You just focus on your driving. You're able to talk and listen to your transmission. But
Yeah,
you
no,
definitely want to keep 98% of your eyes on the road.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because you could always
All
look.
right.
You could look
I'm
at the
almost
chat
there.
on playback.
Right. Should I park? Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Man.
All right, AD, and let me, because I'm almost at this meeting
Yeah.
place. I'm gonna come back in.
Do your
All right,
thing.
peace, y'all.
No problem. So I'm contacting Crumb now. He's supposed to be coming on. I wasn't sure if he's going to do a Juneteenth presentation or if he's going to do a separate presentation, but he got confirmed with Priest to come on. So I'm going to say, you good? And we'll see what's happening with that. Lots of things happening today, man. It's the moon in Aries, I'm telling you. The moon is in Aries. Aries is a planet of war and action and moving forward. Shout out to Brett if you're watching. Good friend of mine, Brett, just hit me up. But yeah, like we were saying earlier, This is the time where business moves forward. This is where the time when projects move forward. New projects start happening. You don't really feel spring until the end of spring. You know, because there's still remnants of winter when spring starts, and people slowly start to move forward again. Slowly start to get things going. And then by the end of spring, you've got new projects happening. You got phone calls happening. You've got new ideas. You've got new negotiations, new investors. This is that time. So we've got to stay. What's the word? You gotta stay ready. I can't think of a fancy word right now. Vibrant. Let's see. I like this guy's name. It's Food. Yes, please, my people, don't take risks while driving nowadays. Yeah, you see how we gotta always prioritize safety. I work in an environment where there's a lot of reckless girls. You know, some of these dancers at my club, they're so reckless, and it's like, you know, at one point you feel like you're flirting like a dude, but then once you start to really talk to them, you realize you're turning into daddy, because you're telling these girls like, "Hey, get down off of there, sit down, make sure you don't drink and drive. What are you doing? Did you eat today?" You know what I mean? And you end up starting to sound like their daddy, because these girls are crazy. They're reckless. You know what I mean? The ones that I work with, not the females watching this show. You are wonderful queens. Y'all know what's up already. But you know, my point is, there's a lot of reckless friends and reckless people that we know. So the most basic things of safety, even in older age, are something to be reminded of. You know, careful with your friends who drink and drive. Like, that's no joke. And same thing with being on the phone and driving. Like, one wrong move, y'all already know. M-Food says traffic could stop in front of you and you look down for a sec to be on your phone. That's right. So keep all eyes on the road. Nothing on your phone is going to be more important than what you're driving, you know? And there's so many ways to automate that. So yeah, like I said, I got that phone thing. I just put it right there. And in fact, you know what? I should sell that on the store. I'll put a link in the description if y'all don't have one already. You'd be surprised how many don't have a phone holster in their car. A lot of you guys already have it so that your Bluetooth connects. And that's cool. So you just put your phone down somewhere and these connect via the But yo, it's only $26. One of these. $26, yo. And you could mount it on the dash. You could have it clip on to the your air conditioning. But the whole idea is that you set it up and you forget it. Put it there and forget it. Most of your cars already have the navigation, so that once you plug in your Bluetooth, the navigation pops up on your screen. So that shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't be looking at your phone for navigation. It's just kind of there to hold there so that you're able to administrate it maybe at the stoplight. But definitely don't be driving and staring at your phone. I know it's tempting, but you should already have your dash set up like that. Most of y'all already do. SL Smith says, yeah, I'm on TikTok now. Instagram banned me, only reason. Yeah, like I said, I was trying to avoid TikTok. I was like, it's not for me. It's a Chinese app, you know. Aren't we at war with China? I don't want anything like, you know. I started to get all weird about it. So I was like avoiding TikTok for so long. But after all the research and talking to other artists, and, you know, I follow Gary Vee, which is a major marketing guru on YouTube. He's like, if you're an artist and you're not on YouTube, what are you doing? And I'm like, man, this TikTok is inevitable. I get it. Like, it's a must. So I joined it. I'm on there. I'm on TikTok now. I started uploading some videos, and I get it. The views are starting to come in pretty fast, too. It's crazy. So I see how it works. And I thought it was just for the kids, but it does reach a large mass of people. So if you're trying to do some kind of promotion and marketing, it sounds like TikTok is a thing. But I am gonna try to hire someone else to administrate it. You know, I don't want to be on it. I try to get a mindset with Instagram also, to where it's so easy for us to scroll. Obviously, we're on Instagram. You start scrolling. You look at this. You look at that. Once you catch yourself doing more than 3 scrolls down, you're locked in. Next thing you know, you've been laying in bed for an hour. So I would tell myself, this isn't for you. Scrolling is not what you're supposed. You're a producer. You don't want to be a consumer. You know what I mean? If you're a producer, you just want to produce. Scroll down a few and stop, and tell yourself, this isn't for me. This is for the consumers. This is for the general audience. I got to get to work. So that's kind of a mindset I use to not be on the scrolling thing. And it's tough because there's a lot of catchy things. The AI for those algorithms, they learn you. They study you. They see what you like, what you don't like. You know what I mean? I like one picture of Jenna Ortega. Next thing you know, she's all up in my feed. So that's basically what happened to me, but y'all get it. Okay, Lurk Squad says, whichever way the world is going, I'm headed the opposite direction. Carlos says, scrolling our lives away. Yeah. Like, leave that for the kids. We should all be at that mindset, especially as fans of Killah Priest, to be elevated from it. There's a lot of good content out there, and there's still spiritual stuff on there. There's little good stuff on there. There's good. Killah Priest is on. There's a lot of good tracks on there. There's good stuff. It's the overconsumption, just as Priest was mentioning about moderation. I'm speaking to the choir because a lot of you are already elevated, but for those who aren't, your diet is more than what you eat. It's what you consume in general. So y'all already know. Black Smithsonian said something interesting. I'm not even gonna say it, but I'm gonna let you be. I respect your right to say it. EDK says so true. Oh wow. Okay. Carlos S says, then they got these Instagram women with no shame. Yeah. It is what it is with that, man. All you got to do is protect your daughters and protect the females in your life. That's ultimately our job as men, man, is protectors of the females. One of the jobs, not the only job. But if you got a female in your life, you're the protector. I went with this girl at Disneyland on Friday, and she's tiny, so it's like, I realized walking through a crowd of people that small girls can easily get bumped and pushed over and shoved and knocked in the head, and it's like you gotta watch out, you gotta protect them and stuff. Even just walking through a crowd of people at Disneyland, it's like I had to just make sure that the way is set up so that the girl doesn't get knocked over and stuff like that. Poor thing was like 4'11". She's like 5 feet. But yeah. Again, I don't want to speak to the choir, preach to the choir, because y'all already know. Okay, Outskirts says, eat nothing that used to have eyes. So that is a vegetarian, vegan outlook, and I respect it. I experimented with veganism for 3 months. It wasn't for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't maintain it properly. Carla says, Instagram is not work-friendly anymore. Like I said, it's very easy to be consumed by it. The consumption app for those who are looking to consume and pass time. It just tests our discipline. It's testing our discipline all the time. But I have to stop myself too. Like I said, it's a game. You're living a game within yourself, and you're constantly being tested. Some will say, "Oh, it's the devil." However you want to frame it, whatever. You're being tested all the time. Your discipline's being tested. EDK says, and on TikTok, they have the same thing with a woman. Yeah. No, for sure. Well, if you look into marketing, women are the number one consumers and the number one people that are buying stuff. So that's why so many things are marketed towards women. You know, look at so many things, the colors, the makeup, the certain movies, the music, the album covers, the artwork, everything is kind of designed to appeal towards the women first. There's some stuff that's marketed towards men, for men, you know what I mean? Beer and things like that is meant to attract the male audience. But they know that we're not as susceptible to marketing as the females and the children. You can kind of put women and children in the same category. No disrespect to the ladies watching, but women and children are kind of in the same category. That's why they go first when the ship's sinking. They say women and children first on the boat. You know. Anyway, I don't want to go into an Andrew Tate style rant or anything. That's another show. That's another topic of conversation. I'm a rambler, bro. I got my Mercury and Aries. We can talk about everything, and I'm good. But we've been sitting here waiting for Crumb, and I'm not sure how Crumb is doing. So the plan of action is, if he doesn't appear soon, we're gonna go right to song promotions and close out the show, just to keep it moving. We all got things to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put here the product AD mentioned. Today's product that AD mentioned is the military grade phone holder for your car. If y'all want that military grade phone holder that I use and that I'm about to buy for Priest, check it out in the link in the description. That's the best one I could find. It's got almost 5 stars. It's $26. That's nothing. So the link for that is in the description if you're all looking to buy that. Check that out. Okay. Checking chat for response from Crumb. Negative. Moving on to merch. Okay. Keep it moving. Boom, boom. Okay, hold on. Main screen. All right. Abraxas 2 is coming out. You heard it from him today. It sounds like it's happening technically in the next few months. You're all going to get another Priest album. That's going to be awesome. Shop. KP merch. Get up in that Killah Priest shop. These are going fast. This is why I'm promoting these, because they go quick. Look, he already sold out of one of the hoodies. It's summertime and he sold out on the hoodies. Well, it's going to be summertime. Abraxas tan shirts available now. You got these hoodies with the logos and the t-shirts available now. You got the fans before it gets hot. Only $25 for those mini fans, but from what I've seen, they're pretty durable. So that's that there. Still got some t-shirts available. And then you'll see the albums that you can still get. If you're a collector, I would get the vinyl while you still can before it sells out, because they're limited edition. And even if you don't have a record player, that vinyl would be collector's edition technically as time progresses. So you can still get stuff right there. So check that out. And this is getting updated every week. So that's what's up with the merch or the products. Okay, hitting the shop. Podcraft merch. This is the Podcraft logo. So you'll see there's the polo t-shirt. Same old, same old. I'm just running through it for those who haven't seen this yet, so bear with me at home. There's the mugs. 2 kinds of t-shirts. I get the premium t-shirt. One on the top left is the premium Podcraft logo. If you don't want such a fancy shirt, you can get a regular heavyweight. Like a Hanes heavyweight. It's only $27. Like, these prices are not crazy. But that's basic Podcraft merch, yo. Um, and then there's the logo bag in case y'all want to take that to the market. And then the crossbody bags are there too. I don't think that's facing the right way. We got to fix that. T-shirts and pillows. Boom. And then when you click on shop, you'll also see direct links to the vinyl and CDs. Those go straight to Amazon. And these have limited quantity also too. So click the link on the website, killahpriest.tv. Go direct here. Just in case you want to catch that, put it in the vault, or just if you still have a CD player, rock it. Y'all already know. Another new sponsor we have, XclusiveDirect.com. Stay fresh, stay exclusive. We've got Wu-Tang gear that you can get there. This is official Wu-Tang merchandise. This is not no ripoff. This is not bootleg. This is their official gear. So these profits go to Wu-Tang also. This is just retail. But you can check out some shirts that they got there. And then hip-hop CDs. Not just Wu-Tang, but you'll see Tupac. You can get a Dr. Dre vinyl with the Chronic. Enter the Wu-Tang with the blue. With the yellow record. Right there. There's a yellow vinyl version, and then there's the regular black vinyl version. You can get that right there. But look for the sticker that says yellow. And Wu-Tang Forever vinyl. You can also get Mobb Deep. So check that out. That's exclusivedirect.com. That's in the description also if you want. And this is not from China or anything, so you're still getting good shipping rates. You're not going to order from here and have to wait 2 months or anything. This is no tricks. This is exclusive direct. It's just a funnel that takes you directly to the products that you want. And that's that for that. Checking the chat. Oh, hey, we have a guest in the building. None other than Knowledge Born, getting his camera up right now. There he is. Yeah, buddy. Peace, Knowledge Born. How you doing?
Peace, Architect D. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing
Honored to
good,
be here
man.
with you.
I feel sharp today. I feel good. Had a good breakfast.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
What's up with you?
Get my volume situated.
Y'all had a good wind down Wednesday yesterday.
Yeah, wind downs have been, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I forget sometimes, just being in the flow
Mm-hmm.
of what the things are and everything. Just get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Putting it together, guests and all kinds of things they do. That's no easy feat.
Yep. Like I said, it's the administration.
Right.
That's
Right.
the greatest challenge of
Yeah,
all.
Put it all together.
Yeah.
I interview well, but as far as, doing all of the things over, I have to do it on my own platform, but,
Mm-hmm.
Here, kind of putting it together, then promoting it, then putting it out, then putting it together, then all of those things. And then you get caught up in the whole midst because, I'm happy for whomever I get an opportunity to dialogue with, right? Shout out to Dialogue, right? And, putting it all together. So, yeah, it's no easy feat, but it's an honorable feat to be able to correspond with, the greatest podcast in the universe in whatever
Hey.
capacity. So, definitely.
It's only getting better. Progress is being made slowly but sure. I can't wait for Priest to be back in the studio because I changed the camera angle and I also flipped the camera so that it's similar to as if you were watching the Tonight Show.
Beautiful.
To where Priest is on the right and the guest is on the left. It just looks better that way. But you'll see. And I also upgraded the lighting. The lighting's a little bit brighter, so I was looking back at old shows back when we had Tahuti in the studio,
Right.
and everything was so crisp and so colorful. You know what I mean? But I remember that's because I had so much lights on top of them. You know what I mean? And with the new
Right.
setup, the lights are further back and there's more sunlight coming in, which is a good thing, but it's also losing its vibrancy. Anyway, so I upgraded the lights a little bit more brighter. It's gonna look nicer next time.
I'm excited to see it. I'll be there this summer somehow. I'll be there. I got
Nice.
it's been too long. It's long overdue. So
Yeah.
time to be there and continue on this work. Wu-Tang's on tour, so that's
Yeah.
always a game changer. And another walk into the summer with Wu-Tang
Mm-hmm.
too. So yeah, glad to be here.
Um.
June 19th.
Yeah. Juneteenth. I'm gonna go take a 30-second break, but I'm gonna put it on you if you want to talk about Juneteenth
Okay,
or anything else you'd like to promote.
all right.
Okay, I'll be right back. Go ahead.
So if you were tuned into the wind down yesterday, we heard from Killah Priest himself that this is the last wind down Wednesday segment. So it's going to be reflagged and reframed as Royal Priesthood Wednesday. So Royal Priesthood Wednesday will continue henceforth until such time as Killah Priest changes it. And we have some special guests for the first Royal Priest Wednesday. We have John Newsom and his son Luke. Okay, Luke. I call him Luke Skywalker. The dope name. Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. They're always using the Force, using their creative force in regards to telling stories visually. So young Luke, the young Jedi, is doing his first art show. So we get to get the exclusive the day before his art show. So we'll hear from that young man and his father and whomever else is designated to come through to be a part. So what a beautiful thing to be promoting the royal priesthood in this music as it's a shifting space in regards to what our future looks like. It's for our children. We grew up with the moniker Wu-Tang is for the children. So we see an extension of that in a way that we've never seen. So with this shift in the priesthood has a chance through artistic and creative animation and through these other means lyrically to have a shift in thought in a way from a cosmic and an ancestral and an astrological space to do something that'll be around forever. So to truly be forever. Now your messages, your gifts, your stories, your talents. If you got a chance to peek at that animated series that Priest and the fam are working on, you got a chance to hear a little bit of that. Just imagine that things that you imagine in your mind, something you have in your mind's eye becomes something in your reality. Something that was a determined idea in your head goes from your head to your heart to your hands and feet. So an idea you had, and it doesn't go away. It bothers you until you muster up the heart that it takes and also the intestinal fortitude or the guts to do. And it goes to your hands and feet because you have to do something. You have to walk somewhere. You have to do some sort of heavy lifting to see something that was in your imagination. It comes to life. You give birth to it. You're born into existence. So it's a beautiful idea, thing to see determined ideas happen like that. So those things are powerful. Those things are eternal. So think about your thoughts and think about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations to that space. And you see a young man like Luke for instance, he's doing what his father did. He's doing the work of his father. He's doing the work of his father. Like Luke uh, did the work of his father as when his father was Anakin. And he was almost caught in the same space of him as Darth Vader, as Luke, you know. So both of these aspects, this month we've been talking about dualism, and that's another dualistic sort of aspect. So with if you saw those two videos that Priest was just speaking about on the last, wind down, the owl, operating with love and, operating without light, the dualism of the owls and the priesthood tale. That's the dualism reality, that light and the dark, what they call in the East, the yin and yang symbol. So we have this dualism. So you can either build with your gifts or you can destroy with those gifts. So just being mindful of what your mind can produce and, create. I was talking to Kai Zodiac about that the old movie Superman 3. Superman 3 had Richard Pryor in the movie. And his name was Gus Gorman. And he was a hacker. Like he was a hacker that went to this job and he took 1 or 2 cents from everybody's paycheck. And he thought that he was going to be able to just kind of slow roll with it and do it over time. And within the next couple of paychecks, he had one of those paychecks for like 6 figures from a couple of pennies. He wasn't after a bunch of money. So he got that check and, he went out of the building and they kind of show him splurging a little bit with the check and then come back to work like nothing happened. And, the guy that's head of the corporation that he worked for recognized that and let it go through and then utilized his skills or skill set at one level that looked like it was miscreant and looked scamish as someone who's programming a supercomputer, right? So this preoccupation we have with the doom and the gloom associated with AI, look at what they were doing in the Superman film. They made a supercomputer that was there that looked at Superman. Everybody saw Superman as this impenetrable, powerful superhero. And the supercomputer was like, oh, his weakness is kryptonite. Bam. Just that quick. So the adaptation of this thing was, causing natural disasters in places and all kinds of stuff. And there was a she, and she wanted to live. So even when they tried to destroy it, she fought against it. So think about something that comes from your mind. All these things come from the same place. Now, this thing could have been something that's beneficial, but they also show it as its other space where it could become detrimental. So whatever comes from your mental, you either can do something righteous with it or something wicked until that own self be true. So hopefully y'all tune in next week for Royal Priesthood Wednesdays. And, as I said, the first guest would be John Newsom and Son Lou promoting their upcoming art show, his art show, first art show as a young artist with some special guests. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Nice. So that's next Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
And then when was Tupac's birthday?
June 16th.
That was like a few days ago. Okay. Last Monday.
Right.
That's what's up.
June 16th. Yeah. It was the 16th. Kendrick Lamar was on the 17th with Crazy Bone. Takeoff was yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday, yeah, the 18th. Yeah, and we're here Thursday, the 19th.
Nice.
So it's pretty tight. And I think Lionel Richie and them is tomorrow. That's when I believe the 20th. Yeah, so pretty interesting.
So many Gemini geniuses,
Right.
artists.
I got skipped in the genius and artist category.
Nah, you genius, man. You genius too.
Great. Did you ever see that movie Superman 380?
I remember it as a kid, but I need to go back and watch it with the the more older mind that I have now, because I know there's stuff I missed.
Right.
I
There's
just,
a
I remember him coming out of the junkyard.
right. Yes. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things that happened, like he went into that junkyard a wreck and came out resurrected. True.
Yeah.
He had to fight the aspects of himself. So they to me they showed not who Christopher Reeve was on both of those sides, but later on after kind of like his injury, some of the dark spaces that he went into.
Yeah.
However, Christopher Reeve was actually like one of those guys that they showed and that they said in life was literally Superman. Right? He was a fearless guy. He was a bold guy. He was an outgoing guy. He was a guy that was going to find a way to do things in life that people said that he couldn't do. So he had a super mind. He had a super mind. And even when he was injured with that, when from the horse race, situation, he didn't
Oh,
stop living. He didn't stop living.
that was so
You know,
tragic, man. That's a freak accident. Because people ride horses all the time. People do those jumps all the time.
right.
And for someone to go through that, it's just so unnecessary.
Well, I think he helped a bunch of people who were paraplegic or quadriplegic, however it was termed for his situation, find hope. Superman's one of them now. So now you see people, just think about the amount of people you see now with these sorts of what we would deem as limitation and the things that they're doing. They're doing them now because they could look at somebody like this who was on the top of the world, and they showed him, and then they showed him again. They showed him still doing these things. So these kind of seeds, I think, were sown back then to kind of reinforce that. I watch Highway to Heaven every year, and in Highway to Heaven, they were showing some of these same kinds of people. They didn't shy away from them. They dealt with different sort of issues over time, and they highlighted these people what we would deem as disabled or have these disabilities, and they show them thriving. So I think that there was a certain amount of respect that was given that came from some of these movements and some of these television shows that spawned into real life with real people. And then these people they have the Special Olympics, right? So they have people that are there from these different walks of life that come to display the beauty and the brilliance of what we would deem as a limitation. So I think he kind of had something to do with both.
Man. From a damn horse, man.
There's
You
no
know?
horse, there's no glue, right? That's what I heard.
I mean, there's a bartender I worked with, and she's one of these girls that just wants to be daring. She has tattoos. She just wants to be wild. And she's like, I'm going to get a motorcycle. I'm like,
Mm.
yo, be careful. Because motorcycles, people can hit you. You go off flying. It's dangerous. You got to wear a helmet. You know what I mean? She's like, nah, I'm crazy. I'm going to get a motorcycle. I'm like, oh, God, she's going through a phase. Gets the motorcycle. Months later, she crashes it. Doesn't even hit anything. She just falls off of it, and scrapes herself pretty bad. She had to get off work for a little bit. It could have been a lot worse.
Right.
But she posted on Instagram. I'm like, I told you. You know, you may not be ready for a motorcycle. This might not be your thing. You could have died. You know what I mean? And I get it. You gotta live your life. You know, you don't have to like shelter yourself. You know, there's gonna be some risks you take in life. Even when you drive to the market, it's taking a risk just being in the car. I get it. It's just sad. You know what I mean? For someone to be on a horse, try something daring, and then their whole life has changed.
Right.
And then you gotta live your rest of your life in that regret. Like if I just didn't go on the horse that day. If I just
I
didn't
went to
try that jump.
AD.
Go
I went
ahead.
to combat and I was in war. We went to Iraq. We were in Iraq for 15, 16 months. So imagine that in your mind. And we came back after 15, 16 months. We were home 4 days. And one of the guys who was like a great leader to everybody, he was there for everybody. It didn't matter where you worked or who you worked for. If you were with him, he took care of you. So a lot of people made it through, the mental harrowing experience of combat. When we're back home, we're home 4 days. We get together, everybody comes in, and we're looking for him. We find out that day, AD, that fourth day home, he was on his motorcycle and somebody ran him off the road.
Damn.
Somebody ran him off the road and he died in someone's yard. And they found him in the yard.
Yeah.
So this guy survived all of the hells of war to come back home to be with his family. And he was talking about that motorcycle the whole time. He wasn't a novice on the bike. So it doesn't matter your level or degree, not even your own thing. Somebody was upset with him and ran him off the road. Another one of my brothers, he loved that bike, and they was everywhere on that bike and everywhere on that bike. And the bike is the reason why he's paralyzed from the neck down. So these circumstances are similar, but the experiences are different.
Yeah.
So, having to go from being super independent to being super dependent based upon your daily needs off of the decision that you made. So, these instances, with this young lady, something she convinced herself in her mind was something that she had to see, something that she had to experience, right?
Yeah.
So she experienced it, and that's what it was, and she learned her lesson, hopefully. From this instance, at least, life is, a complete lesson. So to know that we were looking for somebody who gave us inspiration, somebody who gave us hope, someone who gave us guidance, someone who gave us leadership, and to find out that day that someone found them in the yard because of a motorcycle, it was something, right? Another one of my friends, he got hit by a car. That was it.
Yeah.
From that time, we went back like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these instances come as a reminder, a reminder of in an instant, anything can happen. You can survive all of these other things and it be anything that happens. But just being mindful of the gift of life and
Yeah.
how precious life is. Because sometimes we forget about it. And these things serve as grand reminders along the way.
That's why I told Priest to focus on driving. Don't look at the phone on the Zoom. We were happy to have him on the show, even though he was in the middle of going to the meeting. But we emphasize the importance of like, don't even look at the phone. Like, we were able to hear him fine. But yeah, It's the little things. It's little things. All right, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who's stayed with us thus far. Um, yeah, man, it's a special day. Do you have anything else to say before we go on to the song promotions?
Yep.
All right. Then let's get right to it. Here we go.
Song promotions. You send in your music, we play it live on the show for Killah Priest and the world to hear.
All right, let's go. Let's see what we got. I'm going to first assess these submissions. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I see 4. Now I gotta get some confirmations real quick. Because sometimes people just be submitting. So 1 second here. Mess with our transmission. Hold on. We temporarily went down. If you guys can hear us, put all good in the chat. It looks like we're all good. I can see us back on. We temporarily lost the software rebooted, basically. Software rebooted. We have to give it 7 seconds because of the delay. If you're all good, okay, cool. Whew. Did you guys see that? Man, I had the software rebooted by itself. Not even retrograde. That's weird. At least we good.
Right.
At least we good. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, that moves some things around for me. 1 second. 1 second, y'all.
I was saying if you're in LA, Wu-Tang is on tour there this weekend. So if you need something to do for the summer solstice. And the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Okay, hold on.
I see something from Inspector Deck. Inspector Deck got a meet and greet before the concert on Eventbrite. So if y'all go on Instagram to INS the grams on his page, you'll get to see. They'll be at Snoop Dogg's clothing store at 905 Prairie Ave, Unit 8. You get to go see the Rebel INS out there before the Wu-Tang show. I know Blue Raspberry is there on tour. Everybody, it's an amazing tour. I'm telling you.
Amazing.
You don't want to miss it.
That's what's up. Okay, hold on because I've got some crashing happening with Chrome. And I'm trying to close it. Ain't nothing happening. See, people are going to make fun of me now. They're going to say, you should have had an Apple computer, AD. But it's not the computer. I just got to reboot Chrome. Hold on. Try this. Okay. Did a hard close on Chrome. Getting back in. Alright, we back. I think I was just doing too much. Alright. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I got one confirmation for one artist here. And it looks like the artist that we have is okay. The artist is Killah Priest. Song is Panoramic. Alright, somebody is submitting obviously on behalf of Priest. Okay, I guess they just want me to play it from YouTube. There's no link. But that's the person that paid. All right. Hey, we've never had that before. Somebody submitted a Priest track. Already exists. Okay, I mean it's song promotions, and you like that song. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So Panoramic. Oh yeah, let's do it. Here we go. And we got 2 videos for it. I'm gonna play the I'll play this one.
Scientists study the
No, that's the path.
submitting to the powers of the ages, ascension to the spheres of the ancient realms of the ages. Without years or data, Alpha and Omega, eternal light body, houses the quasar, attended to the feather gathering around the rings of Saturn, where the kings and queens look African. In the vesica, shaped gate for the messenger. The boundless universes in the plethora. I'm stretching up, initiated in the secrets of the deepness. The resurrector, mental projector. Words appear in burning letters. I wear the technicolor coat on my ghost. Soft energy as I float. Down my memories I see smoke. All planets yield to the mathematics. Organic and inorganic. 613 commandments for equality. One must knowledge the overstanding seen in Panoramic. My soul or body meets with the etheric body. Atmospheric rhythms, healing. I feel godly. Worlds above, curls my blood. Release every cell like my mind's hurled in drugs. Supreme alphabet made me a king with the calculus. Maybe like a dream, I'm an alchemist. You leaving the gods of Egypt when you pass the Falcon test. Your final secret, find the mountain next. Walking through smoke, quoting speeches from Malcolm X. Holding the tablets of space. You haven't faced your greatest challenge yet. You have faith you're about to regret. Face to face with Russian roulette. A game of chess, you place the bet. I'm making threats, finger flicking through the aces on the deck. A car race or a debate to see who's best. Savage heaven, strange universe, planet 7, grab your weapons, people from planet Earth, manic depression, alien religion, solar system prison, draconian spies, gene mixing, reptilian allies, Palladian skies, Nephilim size, the Most High, indigenous tribes, the feds' hats and bow ties, the lamb reflection in the crow's eyes, the son of man, resurrection and the blow rise for tides, money, how many times I watch it go by, I must have been no more about 4 or 5, my auntie caught the Holy Ghost, 10 white men, a slave while they hold a rope, the 70s, Ali did the rope of dope, 80s, Scarface put his nose to coke, to rap about the truth, that was my only hope, Catholics, Baphomets in the back of a bony pope, took an oath to a stony goat, they said Jesus fed thousands with a loaf, 5 breads and tuna fish, while Shiva fed millions with turmeric, Numalish, the Sumer myth of a super ship, modern man in a computer chip, the fans don't understand how I keep doing this.
Wow. Yo, we haven't had anybody request a Priest song through the song promotions, but hey, we can just call that a secret menu. You know how In-N-Out has a secret menu? That's our secret menu. If you can promote a Priest track, but it would have to be a Priest track if it's going to be someone who's not independent. But I forgot about that song. That was so good. So that was with Shroom,
It was strong.
producer
Yeah.
Shroom.
I
Panoramic.
played it last.
You did?
I was in the zone last night.
I
Before the wind down even started, I guess it was some kind of little influence because I played more Killah Priest before I actually started. I played what I normally do after the show. I did before the show. So like the first 30 minutes or so, this was like from song to song to song
Yeah.
to song to song,
and
and I was like, oh, I got to start the show.
no, but that's good because that's the old school MTV format.
Mm,
You know, we don't have MTV anymore, but to have a KPTV
right.
is always good. And so, like on last Halloween, I put like remember I was just playing videos. We did a live. It was a live broadcast of just live videos. None of us popped on
I
screen.
remember. I was right there. I was there. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we did it again
This is
for another occasion. I think we did it for like Super Bowl or something.
right.
Right. But it's amazing how many people tune in for that. It's kind of an experiment, but it was just like an MTV format where it's just video after video after video, and it's a live stream.
They love it. I mean, the music is why everybody's here.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I feel it needs to be more prioritized. You know. But that's what's up. Great track. And that is from the Mantra album. And that song is obviously on the channel. I'm going to put that in the chat for those who want to save that. All right. The other submissions don't have a confirmation. So let me just double check with my phone this time. We have one incoming. So we're going to wait for that to come through. I know we kind of sprung on the song promotions a little earlier, but that's fine. We'll let that confirmation come through, and if not, we can just wrap it up. Let's see. Once again, if you guys are trying to send beats to Priest, send them to him directly. info@killahpriest.tv. That's how you send beats to Priest directly. Do not send to me. If you do send to me, I'll just forward it to him. But that's how you can contact Priest directly. And then he'll contact you back and forth through that email. He handles all of his own collaborations, both with beats and with verses. I have no part of that. Just letting you know, because I get emails every now and then. To say, show this to Priest. Okay. No confirmations yet. Aurora, are you still in the middle of submitting? Okay, let's see. Okay, we might be winding down. All right, so that's fine. If we don't get any more confirmations today, that would be the only song promotion that we do. There's no show on Sunday. I will not be here on Sunday. So if Priest and Knowledge Born decide to do something, that is going to be a surprise for y'all. If y'all do anything, I don't know if Priest is going to be on tour with the Wu or not. We'll see. But there's no Podcraft.
Everybody's in town.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Just got a confirmation. All right, we have another song promotion here from an artist named Aurora Borealis from the holy city of New York. And this song is called The Holy City of New York, featuring Razul, the Sword of David. All right. Band Lab. Here we go.
To all MCs, my sword is like Excalibur. To all challengers, I put you on the calendar for the execution date. With your head on a gold plate, close the drapes. You cannot escape. I tie weights to your ankles and watch you sink to the bottom of the fiery lakes. Stranded on the planet of the apes, dressed in the Batman cape, smoking a chalice with Aurora Borealis in the palace. I speak malice, I accept the challenge. For all those who become friends and foes, I let the calico blow. 7 shots to your cranium. The bullets vibrate vibranium. I baptized him with fire. I'm your murder MC for hire. Now call me sire or call me Razul. I'm all 7, the Messiah or Belladonna. From the John Wick flick, I hold more clips. Hit you in your hips. Aurora Borealis, Razul all 7. The lost children of Babylon and beyond. With the main man, Aurora Borealis, King Blazer, King Blazer.
777 kings in your face. We come from a place, heaven reigns, a place where angels sing. And as we walk to the star north of us, see Aurora Borealis. Analysts from the mainstream bitter on the semi-sweet rock beats that creep. You went as deep state paralysis made it possible with the blades. King David blazed the unchoppable. The blade sharp. We have to keep moving like sharks, waiting for a challenge, never provoke. But we'll smoke and dismantle the scandalous. Once you try to step, you feel the talents. It's too late. Hey, Rue came through, blew in with his cape, and like Nate, dog, have to regulate some chosen ones. God's messengers hate none. Listen to Isaiah, refuting the truth. We wait in patience for God to water the seeds while we do these deeds and rebuke Satan. We the few. Hey, Rue, Rasulullah 7, the Golden Falcon. Aurora Borealis came through with the light we shed on the path.
Hip-hop disciple, the devil is my rival. Clutch of the Bible, lean like the Eiffel Tower of Pisa, now the people of Pisa. I appease God.
All right. It's good to hear Aurora branching out and doing collaborations and stuff like that, especially with Razul, because you know Razul's got some pretty good bars. He's a legitimate rapper. Got David J. Blazer up there. The Blazer's verse was a little bit choppy, but I think that's the fault of the editing. I tell you all the time, man. Like Aurora, you could send this in for free, no cost, no charge. Mixing and mastering. Don't forget the first mix and master is free. So you technically haven't submitted yet, but if you want me to, I could mix and master that. It's just the beat I want to bring out because I think the beat could be just boom boom, boom boom. I could totally enhance that, make it sound bigger, and I wouldn't overdo it. I would keep it with that Wu authenticity. You know what I mean? I wouldn't overproduce it. I just would bring it up and make it a little more beefy for a beat, and then I could fix those vocals. That's a legit track, man. But Blazer's verse needs to be fixed. I'm surprised you didn't rap more at the end. You know what I mean? Because you got some bars too. I've heard you rap. What you think, Knowledge?
I think this was a long-awaited collaboration that should continue. You know, for a couple of years now, we've been talking about Aurora's his sound, his own production, and then his sound as an artist, right? Finding his own way, doing his own thing, and it's there. Now think about the attractor or the piece with the magnetic, where you draw someone in. I believe one of those songs they did. I heard one of those beats. I was like, yo, I would love to hear Rasul on the joint.
Yeah.
Oh, David J. Blazer on this joint. Like it was so to picture it and now see the sort of finished product. If you do leverage that opportunity, I'll be glad to hear what you're able to do with that. So Roy, don't take that lightly. It's a perfect track for the vocal tones, the cadence, the flow. Even if DJ Blazer distorted his voice on purpose to kind of go with the da and then I da 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 da. If he did it with his voice, that's another thing, right? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like to kind of be in that. What we doing? Where we going? Da 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 da. That's a different sort of cadence. You see what I'm saying? But for him to be able to weave in and out of that pocket like that, and then you get Rasul on the set off with uh Heru's hammer. I wouldn't say Thor's hammer for him. You know what I'm saying? Heru's hammer. You see what I'm saying? And it's a smackdown. It's like, all right. And if you remember, that was Aurora's beat presentation, like raw, uncut, unadulterated. So it's married with either you light on the beat or you super aggressive on the beat. So Rasul's presence was very aggressive. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, you got the grit to go with the grit, and then you this other aspect of you know uh, Aurora at the end. I'm like, okay, Aurora about to come in there and smash everything to bits, and I was like, oh, he came in there with his own sort of echo, harrowing, horrorcore presence. So nobody did the same thing. Everybody did a variation of their own styles, and everybody knew when to make the exit. So I just think it was great. I just want to hear because once I heard the drum that you just was talking about, I was like, ooh, I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to hear how it sounds now. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So
you'd
it's
be
like, all right, it's
surprised.
like 3/4. That 1/4 changes. 1/4 changes everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty dope.
And I wouldn't
They should collab.
yeah. I
They
wouldn't
should collab.
rearrange anything. I wouldn't creatively move anything. I would just enhance the sounds of everything for him. You know what I mean? So he would
Yeah,
keep
that's a game changer.
he would keep the minimalism of that string dun 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 like
Yeah.
that works. It's cool. Um, but I'm glad to hear his improvement. But he's at a point now where I'm excited to mix it for him. Like I want him to send it in for free so I can just show him like how much potential that has, how ready that could be. That could be a track for them to just to put it out. You know what I mean? Like it's decent. It's good. But yeah. So send that in, and I'll show you. I got my website is studioad.pro. You know what I mean? And this is what the normal prices are. It's like $50 for mastering, $100 for less than 5 stems plus mastering. If it's more than 5 stems, like goes to 140, 180. And I've got all the information on my site. I got before and after, so you can hear what the difference is of mastering and not mastered. I got some priest tracks up there, like Kabbalion. You can hear the difference. You see the past clients I worked with. I did some tracks with J.O. Felony and Jimmy Roach from Snoop Dogg, Crooked Eye. I got the one track from Crooked Eye, but I put them on. All past clients. I got like info about me, just so you guys can get an idea of what I've done. Little biography going on. And then when you're ready to order, the first track is free. I got an online form. It's the same type of form that you see on the song promotion segment. So you just fill that out, do what you want to do, click on mixing and mastering, put the name of your artist or band name, title of your song, any notes. Is this your first time with AD? You're going to hit yes, and that means you get it for free. So this whole thing's free. And then you can just skip this part. If it was your second time, you would just choose PayPal, credit card, or Cash App. You upload the file or the group of files or a Dropbox link, hit send, and then I hit you back and say I'm working on it, and then within 24 to 48 hours, you'll have a mixed and mastered song done. for free. And I do it for free because for the first one, so that you can hear what it sounds like. You hear how amazing what you created can become. And then once you fall in love with it, you're like, oh, okay, like let's do a whole album. I'm doing 2 albums. I'm doing an album for 2 artists right now. They fell in love with the first one, and now they're submitting a track every single week. And they're gonna launch soon, 2 separate artists, so they're really happy. And it's cool, you know. So that's that for that. StudioAD.pro. Don't sleep on it. At least try the free one. You know what I mean? Maybe you have a single coming out and you just want to have it mixed and mastered for free. Boom, just do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that for that. Let me check song promotions for any more submissions. Uh-oh. We've got one incoming. Checking confirmations. Not yet. Okay, so we got another song promotion being filled out right now. I don't mind that it's last minute because I get it. You know, Priest isn't here, so these are last minute song promotions, so we can take it. I just gotta wait for the email so that I can officially play it. Oh, just got it. Boom. All right, we are set. The next submission we have is from an artist named D.T.E. from the 7th Portsmouth, VA. Was that Vermont?
No, Portsmouth, Virginia.
Virginia. Sorry, I'm bad at geology, yo. Virginia. The song is called Captain Heaven. No, Capture Heaven. I can't read today. Hold on. Bring this closer. Capture Heaven by D.T.E. He says, peace to the 7, Deuce, Jag, and Mellow Spill God. To MP3, let's go.
Back row.
Dream team, nigga. D.T.E, we back. I found myself, now can you find you? Can you see the light with all the dark around you? This money and fame, don't think I'm bound to. Let me see the stars, let me see what the world talking. My feet hurt from doing all this fucking walking. I got Lambo dreams, skylines hitting fishtails like donut rings. So motherfucker, what that mean? I'm coming for everything I ain't supposed to have. They gon' hate to see me more than a wanted child. I love seeing my son, he turning my inner man. Makes you wanna sit down, think of a bigger plan. And then what? Put it right into motion. That's what makes you the man, listen to what I'm quoting. This ain't from the heart, this ain't from other rappers. I have a rap on the shelf and let you niggas have it. The King Kong of this shit, I'm here to wreak havoc.
Still running on these tracks like I'm her shoe. They say they wanted beef, but when I see them, they be on their tofu. Super Saiyan shit when I spit, I'm on my Goku. Check these nigga channels, I think they need some Roku. It's all simple, but yet dig your temple. I'm on my Buddha shit. I'm so stepped with all my mentals. I'm Houdini, they won't believe me. Cutting all these checks with the cheese, I'm fettuccine. Oh, please believe me, clutching on these Dutchies. I'm higher than that white substance. Thought so obtuse, yet these angels laying acute. Been a soldier through the abuse, levitating towards greatness, like I inked the deal with Satan. Moving through this matrix, winning like Brady, but call shots like I'm Peyton. I'm walking, shaking the pavement. I'm the beholder, life of many ages. I'm many ages, been here in this atmosphere. Just check the different faces. Matter of fact, it's a fractal that's in between. Peace to the earth and the gods. We plant seeds. And Sco, I love you, I feel your presence. This discussion is needed before we get deleted. To capture heaven, please take one look at me. I'm the perfect specimen. I originate from the heavens. To capture heaven, to capture heaven, to capture heaven.
Profit mind, but I'm trying to keep it basic. Couple highs, couple lows, like a nigga laced with. Crack field 16s, what a nigga paved with.
I ain't racist, but it's that brown skin for me. Give my heart to V, CKP, and Lala for free. I mean, I'm still learning on this journey. My urge is burning, my earnest earning. And the shade they throw never penetrate because the curtains. Picture vivid, perfect eyes filled, water clarified, purified. Every time I seen her in the nursery, them people irking me. I guess it's odd seeing a young black man showing love and treating every visit like an anniversary. In other words, she's special. In other words, protect you. They capture heaven, they capture blessings. Even though the bills collecting, I could never over desperate. No more new friends, no links like a broken necklace. I'd rather microscope my thoughts, keep from getting dark. I'd rather put it in the vault, never take a loss. I'd rather swim deep with the sharks, but the water vaults. Time is slipping, the time is slipping, it's different. The stars glistening, the stars listening. It was written, so I kick my feet up, spark the weed up. Rise on spitting like a felony, yours just a misdemeanor. Beat the beat up, tweak your shit up, and come back stronger and come back harder. Yeah.
Wow. Knowledge, you go first on this one.
It's a enforcement. It's an enforcement. VA artists have a hunger that I still can't really put a finger on. They got a long-standing space of contribution in history, right? You and Timberland got the same birthday, right? So
Yeah.
he's out of VA. So VA gave us Wu Syndicate. And before we got Wu Syndicate's album, that's the name of the album and the name of the group. The group name became the title of the album. From another story, we got Where Was Heaven from that group, from Maya Lansky, Napoleon, and Joe Mafia, from the group. But the single, that was Maya Lansky's song off the Swarm album. Maya Lansky's song was Where Was Heaven? So Where Was Heaven? Like you thinking about, you going through all of these angst and all of these ills, basically where was God on one end, right? Now you got Capture Heaven. Now you got a space like, I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. And I'm not coming peacefully about it. I'm coming with my sword drawn. So the dichotomies from a space of despair to a space of reclamation. So if you look at it from that angle, in my mind, I see VA. I'm looking at Don for Quan or Quan, who everybody knows that was on that song with Nas, Moment of Silence. It was Quan's song, and Nas got on the song. But how it was promoted and pushed around, so it was a great opportunity. He still has that kind of hunger as an artist. He one of the first artists I know that can produce, rap, sing, right? And he does it all on a song. He can rap, he can sing, he can play these instruments, he can produce, he does it all, right? So that sort of connection of untapped potential still exists in a space that's not defined. So from where was this thing that was supposed to be great for us to we coming to get it. We coming to get it. So this group is another personification of that VA hunger. If y'all know Mad Skills or Skills, you got a VA. You understand what I'm saying? So, they have that hunger. Allen Iverson, VA. You know what I'm saying? You start Michael Vick, VA. You start looking at that hunger overall, and I think this song kind of personifies their ability to do it all. Out of that D&B area, everybody has their own thing. So now the Capture Heaven metaphor is capturing everything that everybody denied them and said that they couldn't have. And I believe that artistry and that hunger is another personification or representation.
Nice. Yeah, I like the sound a lot. I like that. It's a very modern sound. As a DJ, I play a lot of the latest hip hop music at my club, and this sounds of the quality of something I would play. You know what I mean? It's a more relaxed track, but It's mixed right. It sounds like it's mastered right. It sounds like they got a good team. Lyrics are cool. It's very modern. It's a today sound. You know what I mean? And there's a huge market for that. So I can't wait to hear more. I remember them submitting before. This name looks familiar. But I can't wait to hear more. And I like the Capture Heaven hook, the title of that. That's cool. Those guys are good. They don't sound like beginners. They sound like they've been doing this for a minute. I have no criticism. I can't think of anything to improve. Just keep going. I can't wait to hear more. That's all I can say. Sounds good. It's good to get these types of submissions too. 'Cause that's a real song promotion right there. Because now people are going to be like, what was that? Who was that? You know what I mean? So we're going to put the links to all these artists in the description after the show. About an hour after the show. All right. Shout out once again to D.T.E. Let's see. I'm going to hit refresh. I think we got another one here. Yep. All right. We've got a submission here from 777 Kings. The song title is Be Yourself, aka Next Chapter. Produced by Yage. Ooh, we got a Yage beat. About to go down. Oh boy. This one has David J. Blazer in it. Let's go.
The next chamber, to the next chamber,
To the next chamber. I've been hoping for the solar galaxy, for another solar system. In a filthy way, this Milky Way is dark canvas covered in jisms. Lactose tolerance only if I flip this toggle switch to consciousness while others are busy watching the clock tick. We decipher hieroglyphs and ancient manuscripts and apply the wisdom with how we live. Then we flip shit, flip the script to oppose those that will politic and don't do shit. Do it in a fashion, do it with action. Uncomfortable truth they want hidden. Neglect of the youth, no regards for the children, let alone having a backbone. Denying your reliance, spineless jellyfish. High on that fructose, you the gluttonous glucose. The rest of the nasty ass trash in the kitchen. Yeah, take out the trash in the kitchen.
taking you 76 trillion years. The next chamber, into the heavens. Take the blessings, take the blessings. Taking you 76 trillion years. To the next chamber, to the next chamber, to the next chamber.
Stranger danger, stuck between the chamber, stuck between the chamber, stuck between the chamber. Toast tolerance, only if I flip toggle switch to consciousness while others are busy watching the clock tick.
All right.
Aurora, Borealis.
All right. How'd you like that?
I think it was interesting. Yage on the beat, another Podcraft collaboration. That was done properly. But I like the aspect of it wasn't 8 minutes, right? It was
Yeah.
it wasn't 8 minutes. It wasn't 8 minutes. It had some good orderly direction. There's some good orderly direction in it. The beat was dope. Yage is phenomenal as a producer. And, you get to hear Razul and DJ Blazer feed off each other, too.
Yeah.
I think that was epic. That's like basic hip hop. If you with somebody and y'all are working together and y'all working it out, if you have the skill set, you should be able to be doing that, symmetrically off each other. You seen Priest and Solo do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seen them do it. Like, and they didn't try to do it. They just did it. You know what I'm saying? It was a natural thing because when you hear them converse, they do that back and forth. So to seemingly see two people different, from different walks of life, different worlds, different backgrounds, all of that kind of work together. John Newsom calls this, a beautiful ecosystem. So I think this was a great opportunity for the Podcraft ecosystem to come together. Oh, you do this, oh you do this, oh I do this, oh, I do this. All right, let's collab. Finished product that was under 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think the concept is there. I don't think it's finished because I'm still hearing clipping in the verses. It's like words are cut off, syllables are cut off. It's I can hear clipping and the cuts aren't smooth, the punch-ins aren't smooth. So I mean, the editing needs to be fixed there. And then some minor details with the mix, but
lyrical psychedelic, a quick trip.
yeah, but I like the concept. It is kind of like a B-side track. It sounds like something like a psychedelic DJ would put in the mix. So I do like the concept. Just needs to be smoothed around the edges. Blazer in the chat. He says, "Knowledge born, miss our talks. Been a while. Fam, box of chocolates. Goal from day one. Working on Sewell's mix." Okay, so Blazer, if you're gonna be working on the mix, just try not to cut off words. Otherwise, I'm hearing you know what I mean, in the middle of the. You've got to really zoom in, and make sure you're not clipping words mid-syllable. You've got to make those transitions smooth and the punch-ins. Really zoom in, and if not, send it to me, and I'll mix and master it. You know how I do. But yeah, try to work with the raw track. I know the punch-ins. People get used to the punch-in. Bonus track. All right. So that is that for that. Let's go. Let's refresh the song promotion forms. Okay, that looks like that may be the last one. Shout out to everybody who submitted. We're going to have all the links to the tracks that were available online in the description about an hour or so after the show. There is no show this Sunday, but I don't know what Priest might do as far as the live, so we'll see. Be tuned in for next Wednesday for the Wind Down special presentation with Knowledge Born. And then hopefully Priest will be back for next Thursday in the studio. Know what I'm saying? Any last words? Knowledge Born.
Shout out to UAD for
thank you.
remaining diligent, remaining diligent and juggling these volcanoes.
Oh yeah. Trust me, in the work I do, it's chaos management. You know what I mean? But I'm used to it. I'm used to the chaos. So absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you to all, and
did you ever play the Cubalian in the club? In the club over there?
I haven't played any Priest tracks in the club yet. I'm kind of waiting for Priest to pop in, but he's too busy. But Menkemper has been by my spot. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I want to be in there.
Yeah, I gotta find some tracks that would be perfect for in there. I know he's got a few tracks that are definitely club worthy.
Just wanted to hear like people's modality, and that lyrical psychedelic. I wouldn't even say psychedelic for Priest. I would say psychedelic, right?
Yeah.
Energy of Cubalian. You know what I mean? In the spot.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the atmosphere.
Absolutely, especially when it's lit. I'm doing a lot of Young Dolph, Moneybag Yo, Big X the Plug, Boss Bandilo, and Moneybag. There's so many. There's a lot, but it's fun. It's a good spot. But every now and then I put in some Tupac. I play Nipsey. Every now and then I'll play Ice Cube. I'll go to old school stuff. And then when the club's winding down, I'll sneak in the stuff I like. Like Onyx, and a little bit of Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep.
Onyx in the strip club. That's
deep. That's when it's winding down and it's just the staff. That's when I can have a little good time and play what I want to play. And then once the managers start like they're getting mad, I can have to like veer off into deep house. But it just depends. I always have to read the room.
Right.
My thing is look around and see who's there, and try to read the room. And then every 3 minutes that switches up. So anyway, yeah, David, I won't be in town this Sunday. That's why there's no show. Okay, so that's that for that. And thank you so much, Knowledge Born, for assisting me during the song promotion segment. Always appreciate your input.
Glad to be here. Glad to be able to help. Shout out to the fam. See y'all on Royal Priesthood Wednesday.
Yeah. All right, and happy Juneteenth once again. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Here are the centuries of loneliness with Rand. Your collection of Leonardo da Vinci masterpieces, Mr. Smith. They appear to have been recently painted on contemporary canvas with contemporary materials. Then, age, death, the taste of dust. Do you understand? You wanted a perfect, ultimate woman. As brilliant, as immortal as yourself. Your mate for all time.
Merkaba master, I charter demons to other worlds, drive devils to plaster, rush them to hell, breathing asthma, place Satan on gurneys next to Hermes, send them off to their journey to Cleopatra. They read those chapters, egos captured, the Leo laughter, neoplasma, run through my veins in this matrix, and my basement became a plaza, and now I'm in the Sky Lounge with negative spirit hackers, build on math and we read the chapters, observe through our windows at the quiet disasters, riots at NASA, marches, gender pride, freedom rights for the masses, till we do away with first and second citizen classes. Religion is backwards, trying to comprehend to the pastor. This gym is like Jasper. Either we all live and strive for the youth to survive, or it all ends with the rapture. Forget waiting on the man, I'm making a plan. And for the ages of false statements, I'm taking a stand. Start an investigation on Satan with a cross in my hand. Make him plead guilty, now face the jury. We're in the courts of I am. If I could just vanish from off the planet, like magic, become caught from granite. Days, mathematics is understanding.
Hey, hey, did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear. Hey, did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear.
A billion stories in the naked city. Ghost told me that his best friend needs a kidney. We froze, reminisce of Tiffany in the cold, open whiskey from the 20s, in the memory, sympathy, made the angels play a symphony, said he could've had a scholarship, toured different colleges, now he's out of it, faded away slowly on dialysis, his name remained anonymous. But here's my acknowledgements. Street legends and hood guards. Kingdom fall into a mirage. Ghetto depression sets in. Then we place weed and cigars. A child has difficulties concentrating. From where he lives, he sees his promises fading. He sees his pop's gone, his mom's is aging. She trying to stay strong for a church congregation. And meanwhile, a kid named Rico was the coke king. A lot of siblings of the dope fiends hope you scream. A lot of children with broken dreams, homes were clean. The most extreme, you got rich and what you sold to queens. Look what you did to Josephine. And Ebony is unheavenly. The devil's ready with open wings. As Lucifer uses love and his youthful mug. Then his blood on the cobra's fangs.
Hey, hey, did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear. Did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear.
through the minute.